Joshua's a legit champion without training. Stupid ass. But what's up, guys? Sorry my channel has not been super active lately. I got the flu last week, and I was just kind of wrecked, man, and haven't been training, all that jam. But, yeah, I'm excited to see the fights tonight. Commey versus Lopez, man, that's gonna be a dope-ass fight. People are thinking, like, 50-50, and I don't know about that. I think I'm favoring Commey to win the fight. I think he might just be a little more seasoned, but we'll see what kind of Lopez shows up, because that's a spectacular kid. You guys excited for the main event? Or you guys kind of like Conor McGregor on that fool? Like, who the fuck is that guy? Yeah, I don't know. I think Egidijus is actually like a pretty solid fighter, you guys. I think he could have an opportunity to upset Crawford tonight. So I'm excited for that shit. Round 1 in the books of Conlan versus whoever that guy is. Yeah, Commey's good, man. Commey, he surprised me. And like when, what's his name? Lomachenko was saying that that Commey might beat Teofimo Lopez. I thought he was flexing on that boy, but nah. He's fighting next. Rainsy, he's fighting next. It's Conlan versus Nikitin, the guy that beat him in the amateurs. I watched that fight too, and I didn't even think that Conlan won that fight. So, I mean, I don't know what all the controversy was. I thought he got outpointed, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe they haven't started the fight yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like they. Oh no, they have. Yeah, I was setting my stream up when they were walking to the ring, but it's Conlan right now versus the guy who beat him in the amateurs. So, to be honest, good for Conlan for getting out there and not being afraid of that guy. Conlan's fighting. He's fighting up pretty wide right now, and he's not covering his head when he comes in with his right hand, so he might get countered. Is there a way to watch the fight for free? Yeah, there is. I'm watching it for free. Let's see. Careful of the ads, though. There's a lot of ads in there. But it's some there. Let's see. Is the stream all frozen? Oh, man. It's a little laggy, I guess. When I got so many like little tabs open and stuff. I guess I probably gotta close my fights on the UFC tonight, man. Hopefully these fights are over soon, because I like to watch those. Jermaine Durandamy versus Amanda Nunes. Ooh, that's gonna be a good fight. Oh man. Amanda Nunes, the legend killer. That was a good fight with her. And Cyborg. I've trained at Cyborg's gym before. She's fucking scary, dude. That chick, that guy is terrifying. Seriously. So we got Conlan. He's doing an alright job fighting this guy. I'd say he's kind of lucky he's fighting Southpaw right now. Not, that he is fighting Southpaw, but that he's getting away with a lot of stuff against this guy because he is Southpaw. And I don't know if he's as sharp as his opponent overall, but doing a decent job. I don't know if his opponent's landing very many shots on him, but Conlan's not landing a lot of shots either, so misjudging his jab speed or his jab timing right there. I wonder what it is that Conlan thinks he's going to be able to do. He's doing a decent job controlling Nikitin right now, but he's not really setting anything up. Looks like he's getting it kind of exposed for some body shots right there. Nikitin's doing a good job of remaining active. Not getting stuck in a little pattern for Conlan. Yeah, Conlan's not really he's not really setting anything up right here. I wonder if he's going to start getting countered over the top by Nikitin. Yeah, it looks like he's kind of getting... He's not getting pieced up. Conlan's doing a lot of... he's using a lot of energy to slip these shots, you know, and that might not be great. Might not be too bad for him because I don't think it's a 12-round fight or anything, but because of the fact that Conlan's not really in position to set his shots up and he's not really transferring his weight super well, he's having a hard time pinning Nikitin down, which is usually not hard against a southpaw because if your opponent's southpaw, they're in danger from both of your attacks, from the lead hand and the reverse punch. So in Conlan's position, that would be the straight left. So I'm not sure why Conlan's having such a hard time nailing him down. Especially since he's feinting him so much. In theory, he has so much control over him, but he's just not getting anything done with it. There's Lopez there. Looks like he's getting ready. Man, I wonder what's going on through Lopez's head right now. Like, if he didn't make any adjustments since fighting that Japanese guy in his last fight, he might get smoked tonight. Conlan stepping with his jab for some reason. Doesn't have an active, a little bit of an active guard. You want to do both. You got to do both, but you want to control your opponent's lead hand, but that's only step one. You want to get them either keeping their hand in, right, so that you can feint and get them out of position to land a hard right hand, or you want to take advantage of the fact that they're leading with their lead hand, right? So when you touch gloves with them, touch, whap, right? Catch them with a shot. But the first step is going to be landing your kind of cross, your left hand cross or your right hand cross, depending if you're a southpaw or orthodox. And that's how you want to take control of the lead hand. It's not just battling the lead hand, because you need to set offense up so you can attack your opponent and take that position away from them. So don't think about the fight as this is the only goal. There's stages in the fight. Commey or Lopez, what's up, Rock Sports? I think I'm kind of leaning towards Commey at the moment. I think that he might just be a little bit more seasoned than Commey. Commey showed a lot, or not Commey. Lopez showed a lot of holes in his fight, in his last orthodox fight, fighting against an orthodox fighter. And I don't think, I think he wanted to say that he wasn't right in his head. He just got married, all that jazz and shit. But I don't know, man. Fighting's not that hard, you guys. And people want to say, oh, I'm not right in my head. I'm not right in my camp. I'm not right here. That's all bullshit. If you know how to fight, you know how to fight, man. And that shit's not going to fuck with you. So I know fighting is really stressful, but you really think that there's going to be a time in Vasily Lomachenko's camp that he goes, oh, man, it's because I had that burrito today, man, that I wasn't on point today. Or, some fan said some crazy shit to him. Or, maybe his dad passing or something like that happened. But he still knows how to fight, and the rules are still there. Andy looked like a fat slob. Yeah, he did, man. He looked like the Blob, man, from the X-Men movie at Wolverine Origins. That was him. He was the Blob in there. Can you believe that fat fuck thought he's gonna go win a world championship without training? And he wants to blame it on training. That's how stupid that guy is, man. Can't even believe that. Like, good for him for winning the first fight, but how's he going to go out there and say that Andy Ruiz landed a lucky punch, and that's why, or Anthony Joshua landed a lucky punch, that's why he knocked him down? A lucky punch? A lucky punch, man? Come on, dude. What's wrong with you? How long you been fighting? You gonna talk some dumb shit like that? I think in Robert Garcia's gym, he says the harder you train, the luckier you get. And it's like, yeah, man, I don't think anybody trains as hard as Anthony Joshua. That guy takes everything super seriously. I mean, having fought someone, and even though, like, I thought it was an early stoppage, beating Vladimir Klitschko, like, that's, like, such insane experience, to know that, like, yeah, man, sometimes you don't have as much experience, but you got to work hard. You got to push through it, and, I don't think Anthony Joshua, even though, like, I don't want to say he's a hype job because he's definitely not. He's a good fighter, but he doesn't have the experience of a lot of fighters, and he doesn't take it for granted, He said in the third fight he'll do better. He just wanted to check. Stupid. He'll come in and weigh 300. Yeah, he probably would. He better not get a rematch. I don't know why he thinks he's entitled to a third fight. Come on. That was like Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Snoozman fight, That was, why couldn't he do anything in that fight? Because he's worried about getting knocked out or what? Andrew Ruiz does not deserve a third fight, Alvarez, remember Eladier Alvarez? He knocked Kovalev out in the first fight. And then Eladier Alvarez absolutely got stomped in the second fight, right? Yeah, 10 rounds to 2. And then Kovalev stomps Eladier Alvarez in the second fight. And no rematch, right? Why would you want to see that again? Ain't nobody going to want to pay to see that again. I mean, come on. Kovalev versus Canelo? No, I don't think it was a fixed fight. I think that Canelo did a good job of maintaining position and not giving it up. And Kovalev wasn't able to take advantage of it because Kovalev doesn't have a left hook. So I think Kovalev's inability to throw the left hook is what exposed him in that fight. Because Canelo refused to put himself into a position in which he was going to be in danger of the long right hand from Kovalev. So by staying on the front foot, he made it so he was only vulnerable to the overhand right. And Kovalev doesn't throw hooks. He doesn't throw rounded punches. So if Kovalev is going to attack that zone, it's going to have to be with an overhand right. And Kovalev likes to throw his punches straight. And he just wasn't able to get the distance or the positioning on Canelo. He wasn't able to get Canelo off of the front foot so he could get him to the back foot to land those right hands. So even though I wouldn't recommend that as a fight strategy for anyone ever, it was a good strategy against Kovalev. Do I think AJ versus... No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think AJ was like a little bit... maybe shell-shocked in the fight, after, especially maybe he was really nervous, but maybe he was nervous in the first fight, and that's why he went for broke after he hurt him. Every time he would land a big shot, he would just kind of go in there and throw big bombs, and that's when he would get dropped. But he fought a great fight in the second fight, and he just dominated Andy Ruiz, Andy Kraft. I think AJ will get KO'd by Wilder by round 9. Maybe, man. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to go, to be honest. He looked like he gave up after dropping Ruiz. Maybe he thought it was going to be an easy fight. Yeah, it could be. Wilder versus Ruiz. I think that Wilder would knock Ruiz spark out. I think he would just... knock him out. I would think it would be an easy fight for Wilder. I don't think Ruiz should get another heavyweight champion. I don't think so. I think that he should have to fight. Dillian White would be a good fight. Yeah, Ruiz gets KO'd by Wilder too. Yeah. It might not be like an easy fight, but Wilder is much better at getting that right hand out there than AJ. AJ was like a little bit compact. He was a little he didn't have the snap on that shot that he really needed to put Ruiz down, whereas we know Wilder does. So AJ versus Wilder prediction, I don't know, man. I'm going with Wilder, I think. I think it's a tough fight, man. I would have to do some good film study on that because Anthony Joshua is really, really impressive. Anthony Joshua would have to do what he did to Ruiz, to Wilder for 12 rounds, and he showed that he can do it. If you think about him and Ortiz, they're kind of like diametrically opposed in that regard. And Ortiz showed that he couldn't maintain that style for 12 rounds. He couldn't continue to keep about to keep boxing, you know, and stay focused. Ruiz should fight Ortiz. That's exactly what I think. I want to see that fight, especially because they're both a little bit short, you know. They're not the biggest guys. And I like Ortiz, man. And I think Ortiz, you know, like Wilder said, you know, he deserves a paycheck. He's got a family. And that boy can fight, man. He can fight. AJ movement and jab plus his conditioning. Yeah, it was an easy fight. Yeah, he made it real easy. He used his jab real well. More importantly, he controlled what's his name, and Andy Ruiz. He controlled him. He kept him off the front foot for a lot of the fight. Even though Andy Ruiz was going forward, he was having Andy Ruiz come forward on the back foot or with his head in the wrong head slot. And that stopped Andy Ruiz from being able to cut the ring off of Anthony Joshua. And that gave Joshua all the space he needed in the ring to avoid him. Yeah, it was a great performance from AJ for sure. Fury Wilder rematch. I don't know, man. What the hell is Wilder? What the hell has Fury been doing, man? I don't know, like what's going on with that guy. He hasn't been fighting. He doesn't. I don't know. He's doing the UFC, not the UFC, the WWE thing. So who knows, man? I actually think that I thought that Wilder was going to do better in the first fight than he did, and I don't think that Fury been fighting bums. You know, I don't think Wallen was that bad, but yeah. 1 second, guys. But the Wilder Fury rematch, I'm excited for that. I think like if you go back and you rescore the first fight and you don't just automatically give all the like really slow paced rounds to Fury, then the fight's a lot closer than we thought. And I think that that's something that we should focus on in doing the film study, is paying attention to how ineffective Fury was a lot in the fight too. Because you can't just say that Wilder was ineffective when they each land only like 4 or 5 punches per round, right? Wilder has to be part of that equation too. That'd be cool, man. Or maybe if you moved your ass out to San Diego, bruh. Charlo versus Harrison. So Dennis Hogan versus Charlo was an interesting fight. In my head, I had it that Dennis Hogan was going to kind of make it real awkward, make it real weird for Charlo for, you know, a bunch of rounds, all the way up until Charlo knocked that fool out. And I think that that's how the rematch between Charlo and Harrison is going to go too. I think that Charlo's going to put a little bit more of a pace on Harrison. I think he's going to not box him. No, I know what you're saying, but I think that because of the Charlos, because of how limited they are and their actual boxing IQ, I think there's a lot of opportunity there for them to be outboxed, but then to outwork their opponents and get the knockout. Because to be honest, they both do have like really good technique. They have great right hands. They hit hard, you know, and they want to win. That's like, you know, they don't really take it. Even though they're not like the most skilled fighters, the Charlos, they want to win. You know, they put in a lot of effort, and that goes a long way. So I think that Charlo's gonna catch Harrison in the second fight. Harrison wanted to fake injuries and, you know, play out being a champion and all that bullshit. It shows that like he's not really confident in his skills, even though he comes from a better gym, the Kronk gym. Yeah. Let's see. AJ be too afraid. His breathing would not allow him to move that way. No, I think the movement would be okay, but I think Wilder, if Wilder has to chase him, I think that's really bad for Anthony Joshua, because that gives him the driver's seat. That means that he's the one pushing the pace, and that means that it's going to be him dictating, you know, when weight transitions are taking place and not. That's a very dangerous spot for AJ to have or to be in, being the one going backwards and not pushing Deontay Wilder around, because Deontay Wilder is not as good as we've seen going backwards. Why does Lomachenko have an? Oh, who does Lomachenko have an easier time with? I think that Lomachenko has an easier time with Teofimo Lopez. I think Lopez, even though Lopez is good at fighting southpaws, I think that Lopez doesn't have the amount of craft or the amount of active guard weight transfers to threaten Lomachenko as much as Commey can, and I think Commey can make the fight a fast enough pace that it's not only is it harder to score, but he has more opportunities to disrupt Lomachenko's rhythm and land a big shot. Whereas Teofimo Lopez, maybe he tries to be too clean, and try to be like 2 1 2 3 1 2 3, right? Like set the shot up, let the shot go. Set the shot up, let the shot go. Versus having the active guard do some of the work, And I think that also I haven't seen Commey fight southpaws before. I don't know how he handles them. But I think Commey's a very dangerous fighter, very dangerous fight and fighter for anyone. So, yeah. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like he should up the work rate on Harrison. Had bad cardio. Yeah, Harrison has bad cardio. He has been having bad cardio. Even in his fight, he was dominating against Jarrett Hurd. He was putting it on Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett Hurd just had to set the pace up, and then take him out. So Teofimo versus Commey. I'm kind of leaning towards Commey right now. We're gonna see what Teofimo shows up. It might not be it might be one of those unfair fights where Teofimo gets all the close rounds, and so if Commey doesn't really put it on him and land some big shots, he could just fall behind. But I'm expecting it to be a pretty close fight. We'll see though. We'll see, because I don't know if Commey can take a shot either, because he hasn't been hit by anybody as big as Teofimo. Even though Commey's twice Teofimo's size, this is going to be a good fight. And, no, wait, did I say? Yeah, Commey is twice the size of Teofimo. He's way bigger than that dude. So it'll be an interesting fight. I'm really actually excited for this card, too. I know a lot of people probably don't think that Egidijus Kavaliauskas has a chance to beat Crawford, but he has a really good chance to beat Crawford tonight, you guys. This is a good fight. This Egidijus is a very, very solid fighter. If I hadn't been so sick, I'd wanted to do some film study on him. But I'm definitely going to be doing some film study for my Patreon at the minimum for this fight. I'm really excited. Rooting for Usman. Colby is just annoying. Oh, shit. I actually like Colby, man. I thought that performance he put on, what's that boy's name? Robbie Lawler. Ooh, Robbie Lawler, dude. I know, T. Woodley is a tougher opponent than Robbie Lawler. But, and it's interesting because, Usman beat Tyron Woodley at Tyron Woodley's wrestling game, right? That's like Woodley's bread and butter. That's where he's the best. Even though he's a striker now, right? But he beat him at the wrestling, which is where he thought he'd have the biggest advantage. And then Colby beat Robbie Lawler striking, right? So it's really interesting, those ideas there. So I guess for this fight, it's going to be determined by whether or not Usman can take, whether or not Usman will take Colby Covington down. Because if he doesn't take Colby Covington down, I think Covington's just going to dominate him. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be some close rounds where Covington just dominates him. And then Usman says, oh, man, I got to get that round back. What's your opinion on Mayweather coming back to boxing? Do you think Pacquiao has a chance against him if they did Maypac 2? I don't know, man. I don't know, because I don't think the shoulder thing was real. I think it was fake news. And I think that, like, maybe Manny Pacquiao's a good fighter, but he didn't have the craft to fight someone like Mayweather. And he was just like, even though once he would get the range closed, right, like second contact, he would start landing some shots on the inside. Mayweather kind of won all the fighting on the outside, so I'm not sure I'd want to see Mayweather Pacquiao too. I don't know. But I'm not sure if Mayweather's coming back to boxing. I thought he was going to do a UFC fight. I thought like maybe what's his name? Whoever Jorge Masvidal is fighting, when he fights, maybe he'll get a Mayweather fight. I don't know. That'd be interesting, right? Because he's such a big dude, but I don't know. Let's see. Who wins, Commey versus Teofimo? I'm kind of leaning towards Commey right now. I don't know, because I think Commey's a big dude, man. He's really big, and he hides his punches really well. So I think we're definitely going to find out whether or not Lopez can take a shot tonight. Commey does good versus southpaws. One of your fighters spars with him often. Yeah, okay, all right. That's good to know, man. I think Commey's a savage, man. I think that he's a really good fighter. So it's kind of a shame like that he's kind of maybe not gotten the shake in a couple of his fights. Especially because people thought that he won those fights, so close fights. But I don't know. If you say Commey, then I'll say Lopez wins it. For sure. Virgil Ortiz looks like a good striker. I'm not sure about his boxing skill. I don't know. We'll have to see him fight some guys that really know how to fight before we can be like, oh, he's legit. But he's got the technique down. He has good positioning for his attacks. He looks pretty solid. Ooh. You feel Top Rank and judges would lean towards Teofimo if it goes to a decision? Yeah. Unless Commey really puts it on him. Unless Commey really hurts him. I think that the fights are gonna go pretty close to Teofimo's way. Seems like he throws much harder punches than other welterweights. Virgil Ortiz. He's got good snap. He's got good as he transfers his weight, he has good timing for his attacks, right? So it's like pop, 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 and it shows that he has good technique, but he's gonna have to figure out a way to set those shots up, because right now he's fighting kind of bums, right? So he's not really fighting anybody like who knows how to fight. So we'll see how well he does when he starts getting control, right? Because right now he is real top, right? But what happens when he fights someone who can disrupt that rhythm, right? And keep him on one foot and then time him when he goes over that shot, right? If he doesn't know how to figure out how to cross his head from one zone to the other safely and while setting up another shot, Virgil Ortiz might wind up just getting knocked out when he fights somebody. Yeah, man, Kavaliauskas is a really good fighter, you guys. This guy he's legit. And I'm really excited to see this guy fight and see him fight Crawford. Crawford obviously is a very good fighter, but Kavaliauskas he's very solid, you guys. He's very, very solid. He hits really hard with both hands. He fights out of both positions really well. The only thing is, I don't know how fast he is, Crawford's pretty quick. Crawford's really solid. We know Crawford, right? We know him, but there's a lot of questions on this guy, Kavaliauskas, Egidijus. I'm just gonna call him the Mean Machine. But he's a really, really solid fighter. And I'm not sure. I wonder if he's going to be able to keep up with Crawford and Crawford's speed and the amount of weight rotations and or weight transitions that Crawford can have. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a good fight, man. I think Crawford should go down to 140 to fight Josh Taylor while he waits for Errol. I don't think he should wait for Errol. I think that, I don't know what happened with them. I saw like some pictures of his mugshot because, he got a DUI for that. And I don't know like what else is going on with him, but it might take him a long time before he can get back to the kind of positioning or the kind of conditioning that he needs to be fighting at a world-class level. What makes Crawford so good? Well, Crawford fights, orthodox and southpaw. He has good fundamental striking. He understands how to throw a punch. He understands, the body mechanics behind each punch that he throws, and he throws punches from both positions really well, or rather all four positions because he fights all four positions because he fights southpaw too. And he also understands that he doesn't want to just throw punches at people. So not only does he have phenomenal technique, but he's really smart and he sets his punches up really well. So it makes Crawford, it just demonstrates how much boxing IQ that Crawford has. So I think that Crawford's a dangerous fight for anybody. That'd be a wild ride to see him fight Canelo Alvarez. I don't know how that would go because Canelo usually fights big guys. So I'm not sure. He edged out Easter, but Easter got the nod. Yeah, exactly. Benavidez or Plant. Yeah, I kind of like David Benavidez too. I think David Benavidez, he has the psychological advantage that he kind of started boxing late, so he got to get away with a lot of stuff that like a boxing coach normally wouldn't let you get away with. And that allows him to learn better, right? So I think for the most part, he's got a very good pro style. His technique is pretty good. I think Plant is a very solid fighter too, and I'd have to do some film study on him because I think Plant is really good. But I like watching David Benavidez a lot, dude. I love watching that full throwdown, man. He's cool. Holloway versus Volkanovski. I think Holloway is going to be too much for him. I don't think that Volkanovski is going to be quick enough. I don't think he's enough speed. I think he's going to be eating shots, like 2-3 shots to the one Volkanovski will land, and I don't think he'll be able to take Holloway down. I'm not sure. So the big fight we want you to predict and break down is Errol Spence versus Crawford. I'll make that one real easy for you, Jeff. Errol Spence absolutely gets dominated by Terence Crawford. No chance. He has no chance to beat Crawford. None. We saw what Porter did to him, and Porter is not as good as Crawford, but Porter is very solid, very good fighter. But Crawford would beat Spence's ass. I don't think that fight would even be close. I think it would only be as close as Crawford let it be if he didn't spend as much time setting his shots up, if he allowed it to be kind of a slow pace fight or whatever, and didn't want to put it on Spence. But how many types of fighters are there? There's one type of fighter, bro. Just one. Okay, we'll say two. There's a complete fighter and there's an incomplete fighter. That's it. If you fight at only one position, like, I don't know what's up with this bullshit fucking Devin Haney, that pussy, crying about shoulder shit, like, oh, I'm the best fighter ever, I'm the next Mayweather, I'm this and I'm that, oh, give me world champion status, oh, now my shoulders hurt, I don't want to have to fight. What's that boy's name? Fortuna. Fortuna was gonna spank Devin Haney. Fortuna, I was gonna put so much money on that fight. Fortuna was gonna dominate that fool. Now Devin Haney want to try talk shit like he deserves to be a champion. He's gonna, man. Anyway, Devin Haney, he's a limited fighter, you guys. Limited fighter. He fights out only one position, and he doesn't even know how to set his punches up, So anyway, Porter versus Crawford 2020. I think Crawford wins too. I don't want to see that fight though. I don't want that fight to happen. I think that Porter deserves better than having to fight Crawford for his performance against Errol Spence. Unless that's a good payday for him, then go for it, man. All the power to you, Sean Porter. Do your thing. Jody High Roller, what's up? How you doing? How do I feel about Commey versus Lopez? I think that I'm leaning towards Commey right now. I think Lopez is a good fighter. I don't know if Commey has been hit by someone as big a puncher as Lopez. Lopez has some of the best punch technique in all of boxing. He has really, really good snap. He sits down on his punches really well. He hits really hard. He's very, very talented. But we know that Teofimo Lopez has not been hit by someone like Commey before, and Comey's a big, big puncher. So I think that Commey might be a little bit too sharp, a little too crafty for Lopez in the early beginning of the fight. So we'll see how Lopez remembers the fight. Let's see how he changes. See how let's see what kind of adjustments he makes, because I have Commey winning the beginning of the fight, unless he just gets spark knocked out, unless he just knocks Commey out with the first right hand. I think that Commey is going to be doing the majority of the work in the fight. So as long as the fight isn't too close, then I think Comey's going to have an edge on the scorecards. I think it's going to be a good fight, though. This is I can't even believe they made this fight. That's how insane this is. Devin Haney gets to be a fake world champion, knocking out some guy who's 14-0, never fought for a title or nothing. Nothing. That guy's not done anything, right? Why is Devin Haney a world champion? What? And then we have Commey and Lopez fighting, and they're not even fighting for a title? Come on. No, the Lopez fight hasn't started yet. No, it hasn't. But what is that? Come on, Devin Haney? For real? Anyway, I think I missed a pretty good fight with the Conlan Nikitin fight. Actually, it looks like Conlan kind of had to give a lot in this fight. Conlan doesn't look like he hits that hard, though. It looks like his technique's a little bit off. He has good technique, but versus Ruiz too, and see what Joshua did well. Yeah, I've been kind of lagging on it. I've had the flu, Farhan, but I'm hoping to get that video out. I have a bunch of that stuff, a couple of those clips already chopped up and ready to make a video, so we'll see when I get around to it. I'm also just doing a lot of training myself, and then training my friend Theo, so got a lot of stuff going on. What's up, Squared Circle? How you doing, bro? Will Crawford be able to get away from his top-ranked contract? I don't know. I don't know if he wants to, So I'm not sure that that's the biggest problem there. I think the biggest problem is that no one's going to want to fight Crawford. Everyone wants to kind of say that Crawford hasn't done enough, or Crawford is, whatever. They want to talk shit and drag him down rather than fight him. That's the strategy. They want to attack him outside the ring. Yeah, champion in recess now. Fucking turd. What a scam artist. Why would they give that guy a fucking title, man? He's not even fought anybody. Man. Let me go fight his last opponent and then become a world champion. Come on. Stupid. Danny Garcia and Mikey Garcia are ducking a fade from Crawford. Well, first off, Crawford should not fight Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia should get the fuck out of the welterweight division. That boy, I don't know what he's thinking. And he thinks he's going to fight Pacquiao next? After that ass whooping Errol Spence put on him, he thinks he's going to fight Manny Pacquiao? Who wants to see that fight? Come on. Danny Garcia actually been working on his craft, though. Danny Garcia actually trying hard, Danny Garcia finally going to get that Errol Spence fight all the way up until Errol Spence does that shit. Poor guy. But I wouldn't have a problem with Danny Garcia fighting Crawford. I think that'd be a good fight. I don't think it's a good fight for Danny Garcia. I don't think he should do that fight. Actually, you know what? They should strip Errol Spence right away. Just strip that fool. And oh, nice. That's great. Nobody asks. I love that. They should, because actually Fortuna was gonna spank Devin Haney too. Fortuna he's a pretty solid fighter, and that would have been an ass whooping for Fortuna to give Devin Haney. So I know why Devin Haney's pretending he's injured, because he don't want that smoke, man. Devin Haney, come on. But Lopez fight, no, it hasn't started yet. It hasn't started. Haney is a champion in recess. Is Conlan winning the fight? Yeah, I think Conlan won. Not like a great fight. You know, Conlan used his reach to kind of make the fight not super competitive. Looks like he kind of still ate some shots, but I think the scorecards were like 7-3 in favor of Conlan. Easy fight. The Commey fight's going to start soon, in maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think. So Stevenson-Warrington possibly happening. That's a bad, bad, bad fight for Stevenson. That's a really bad fight for Stevenson. Stevenson, he's a good fighter. He fights on the outside well. He fights long. He's fast. He hits hard. He's sharp. Good boxing. But we've seen him try to fight on the inside before. You know, people try to see, like, I guess some people were talking shit about Stevenson, and Stevenson was kind of trying to fight on the inside with his opponents, but he's a southpaw, so it's always kind of backwards, right? And I don't think that Devin Haney, or I don't think that Stevenson fights very well on the inside. And Warrington is an all-inside fighter, and I don't think that Warrington is going to have to fight very hard to get to the inside of Stevenson. So I think that the Warrington might be able to piece Stevenson up. Stevenson still probably knocks him out, you know, maybe. But he definitely has the opportunity to. But Warrington might dominate him on the scorecards, just because Stevenson's not very good on the inside. Danny don't want it right now. Yeah. You know, to be honest, Danny's had some tough fights, and maybe he's like doing the a good job of like rebuilding and stuff, but I'm not sure. A few things. Teofimo Lopez is for a world title. Who's world title? The final piece of the puzzle for Loma. Okay, that's good. Mikey signed a one-fight deal with DAZN, so no Pacquiao. Who does DAZN have that Mikey's gonna fight though? That's interesting. Hearn made Janet drop the belt, just like he advised Brooke to do before fighting Spence. Hearn made Haney drop the belt, just like he advised Brooke to do before fighting Spence. Interesting. So, well, that's good. The third thing, Haney got a gifted belt, yup, because Loma elevated. So Haney, who was previously the interim, was he really the interim champ? Stupid. Now he's champ in recess. I hope they, DAZN, DAZN. Yeah, same thing. I think Stevenson might be ready. Seen a lot of improvement. He has had a lot of improvement. I agree with that for sure. But Josh Warrington. So, like, Carl Frampton is a fucking good fighter, you guys. Carl Frampton is legit. Stamp of approval. Boom. Legit. And Josh Warrington pieced that fool up. You know, not because he's a better fighter, but he had a better game plan, a better strategy to fight him on the inside. And I don't think that Josh Warrington is even, or I don't think Stevenson is half the fighter on the inside that Carl Frampton is. And what'd you guys think of the fights last week or like 2 weeks ago? Carl Frampton fighting. Carl Frampton knocked that boy out. Man, that was a dope fight. And Oscar Valdez's fight, those were so good. I don't know who Jamel Herring is, so I'd have to do some film study. Wait, is that the guy he fought last week? Jamel Herring? I thought that was a great fight. I think I picked it up like in the first round, and I was like, oh, I could tell this was going to be a knockout already. Besides your channel, what What other boxing channels do you feel are credible, if any, when making predictions or giving critiques? Tega Twin Cities. I don't actually watch any other boxing channels. I have like a pet channel. Like there's this guy. His name is the Precise Presenter. He used to do boxing film study and stuff too. And that fool's fucking funny as fuck, man. I love watching his videos. But you know, he's got really interesting opinions. But I don't really watch like other boxing channels. I don't fill my head with other people's garbage, because I know like a lot of those people, they don't know how to fight. They don't know how to train. They don't know anything about technique. They don't know like how to throw this punch or that punch or what zone. They don't know anything. They don't know how to delineate any of the information in boxing to understand why it's valuable and why it's not valuable. So I don't know. I think you just want to watch whatever channels, you know, give you the most value, right? Like, I know I haven't had the most amount of content, so it's easy to kind of, you know, slide over me and listen to people talk about this guy's got the dog in him, whatever, you know. But I don't know. I don't think a lot of boxing channels are like super great. Do you think Canelo can get beaten again, except from Mayweather? Yeah, there's people that can beat Canelo. I don't know if I would. I think that the best fight for Canelo right now, like the best fight, is Better Beef. I think that would be a good fight for him. I think Better Beef is pretty basic, and I think he'll do a better job than Vostok did of getting away from the shots. I don't know why Vostok wanted to sit on the line and throw combinations at Better Beef. I don't know why Teddy Atlas thought that was a good idea, to sit on the fucking line with a monster like Better Beef. I like Better Beef over Canelo? No, I'm not really. I don't think Better Beef's that good of a fighter, man. I think he's like, I don't know. Better Beef, I don't know. I don't think Better Beef sets his punches up super well. You know, I think that they should not do that. Let's see. What did I miss here? Carl Frampton, Jamel Herring. I think that was the fight I was talking about. Man, I ain't seen no channels analyze fights. Only Plagiarizer, Hidden Gem. You know, I was kind of like, made me like, I don't know. That kind of stuff, it kind of annoyed me to see that so much of my stuff was getting taken by that guy. Excuse me, guys. But, yeah, I don't really like that stuff. It's beautiful, and Warrington schooled him. Yeah, man. Frampton is, like, such a good fighter, you guys. And, like, Warrington he put it on him. We know Ward knows how to shut fighters down inside, and he's been trained by Ward. That's true, Squared Circle. But because Stevenson's a southpaw, it's backwards, right? So shutting people down on the inside is going to be so much different. And I think that I think Ward was much more aggressive at fighting against southpaws than he was non-southpaws, and it just changes the dynamics a lot. So it's really hard to close that space when your lead hands are touching and your rear hands are so far away, because you need to catch them here, right, with the shot, or catch them with the control, and you have to close this distance. But because the fact that they have to meet you halfway, you have to slip that shot and then tie it up and then step across to really control and close the space. And that's a really dangerous spot for a southpaw to be in against someone who wants to fight on the inside. It's really, really difficult to tie a southpaw up, or like vice versa, right, when you want to. Would Mayweather take $300 million to fight with Canelo to take an L? I don't know if he would take an L, actually, but I mean, if he made $300 million to fight Conor McGregor, he probably want a little more to fight Canelo. I don't know. He's a WBO 130-pound champ. Frampton is looking to fight Herring next. Okay, I'll have to check that guy out, because I got a lot of respect for him, Frampton. Frampton's kind of like I want to say like a poor man's Mayweather, you know, but he's like, physically, he's really close to like the Mayweather gifted level, you know, really, really strong. Yes, that dude would bulldoze Canelo. Golden Boy wants to make Linares versus Ryan Garcia. Do you like that? I don't know, because, the next level of fighters and the next level is, they're different, than the Linares era, and Linares doesn't always have the most active of a guard. And if he winds up getting caught fighting in a single position against Ryan Garcia might be able to catch him early and starch him. But Linares is very, very well schooled. He's not an easy fight, especially for an up and comer like Ryan Garcia. So I don't know. I don't think I like that fight though. But Ryan Garcia's been showing like leaps and bounds, so maybe. Canelo needs to fight Andrade. Yeah, or he needs to vacate the belts. I don't know what Canelo's looking to do, but yeah, who is Canelo looking to fight right now? They're not going to give Kovalev a rematch, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what Canelo's going to do, but if he doesn't fight Triple G next, maybe he should just let his belts go and then let Triple G fight Andrade for the title. I think that'd be a good fight, and then have Canelo fight the winner of that. I think that would be good. Yeah, Callum Johnson almost knocked that guy out. So almost knocked Better Beef out. And I don't think that Canelo hits as hard as Callum Johnson, but it just kind of shows that Better Beef's he's not there. He's not at that skill level, I don't think. Even though he has the equalizer, the power, Canelo might fight Yard? What? Why would they do that? I like Teddy Atlas, but I feel he has sour grapes over Mike Tyson. He always says Mike Tyson was not a fighter. Tyson wasn't even 6 feet and fighting much bigger opponents. When you look at the psychology of it, I know where Teddy Atlas is going. But the thing is Teddy Atlas, if he doesn't... Let's see. You want to reorganize your thoughts about it, because maybe Mike Tyson wasn't a fighter when he was young, right? Maybe he wasn't. Maybe, he was scared. He did get beat up and picked on and all kinds of shit, and he had a hard time fitting in. When you listen to Mike Tyson talk about shit, that you understand how difficult his life was socially, not really having friends, only having people that are looking to take advantage of you or, and that's like a rough way to live your life when you don't trust anybody, and then, all your social interactions are just so difficult because how do you know which social interaction to trust? How do you know, if somebody is someone's an asshole to you, right? And you don't trust people socially. How do you gauge whether or not that instance of that person being an asshole was your fault, right? So you have to learn to create your own boundaries and your own barriers for all these types of different personalities, and without a secure attachment to kind of figure that stuff out, and to have a baseline for what is and is not appropriate, it shades the way that you see the rest of the world. And Teddy Atlas never gave Mike Tyson the opportunity to grow out of it. Granted, that's not Teddy Atlas's job. I mean, kind of it is if you're his boxing coach, and you're trying to teach this guy to be this way or whatever, but Mike Tyson didn't have the opportunity to grow. That's why he had to finish all his boxing stuff before he could grow into the person that he is now. So I think it's really, it's not fair. It's not always fair of Teddy Atlas, to continually badger him. To be honest, it says more about Teddy Atlas's inability to grow as a person. The fact that he can't forgive. And I know, Teddy Atlas's family had, his dad was a hard man. He's a hardworking, tough, gritty, all that stuff, and a man's man, and that might make it hard for someone like Teddy Atlas to give another man, Teddy Atlas, to say you did your best, because he's seen what someone's best really is, and he knows what it looks like. So I get where Teddy Atlas is going with that, especially with all the personal shit. But he just never gave Mike Tyson a real shake, a real opportunity, you know. Linares seems pretty shot. Yeah, that could be. That could be. But it still might not be a great fight for Ryan Garcia. Although Ryan Garcia looked super fast, man, in his last fight. He looked really fast, really sharp. Chose his punches well too. But he's gonna have to worry. He's gonna have to work on like controlling the space if he's gonna be able to beat a fighter like Linares. Canelo looking to fight BJS or Callum Smith. I don't think Canelo should fight Billy Joe Saunders. I don't think that'd be a bad fight for him. Canelo may fight Yard. Why would they do that? Oh, man. That doesn't make any sense. Why would Yard get to fight Canelo? That's like a massive waste. That guy just got knocked out. Triple G Trilogy? Yeah! He should do Triple G3 just to stay busy. You're a savage, Lexus. That is the most savage thing I've ever heard. Just to take Triple G on as a stay busy fight. Who can give Loma a tough fight right now? I think Commey or Lopez could both give Loma a tough fight. I don't want to say the blueprint is out there. I don't think there's a blueprint for beating Lomachenko. But people are starting to figure it out. People are starting to realize that you can't just stand there with your fucking hands up and expect to be safe against a fighter. So, yeah, I don't know. Triple G versus Andrade, that's what I want to see too. I really want to see that fight. I think, to be honest, I just want to see Triple G fight some more, man. I want that guy to take on some of those big guys that people have been saying he's been ducking and all that crap. And even though it's not going to be for, nearly as much money as the Canelo fight, Triple G needs to bite the bullet and just, start fighting some guys for, only a couple million, It's too early for Garcia versus Linseed. I think you meant Linares. Yeah, I agree. I think it might be a little too early. I think especially if I could see Garcia going out there and just starching Linares. Starching him. But I don't know if Ryan Garcia is going to learn enough from that fight to really make it valuable to him, because he better not fight Luke Campbell. I don't know. I don't think that's I don't think that's a good fight for him. I don't think that Luke Campbell versus Fortuna, both of those guys beat Devin Haney. I can't even believe that that those fights, Ryan Garcia is a hype job. I think Ryan Garcia is a hype job right now, but he's got potential. He's got potential because he does want to be a good fighter. He just doesn't realize how embarrassing he's been. When he looks back at all his tweets and shit and how he was calling out Tank Davis. And by the way, that fight's going to be sick, man. Tank Davis versus Gamboa. Woo! And I'm excited for that fight. That's a really, really good fight. Triple G has been ducking many fades. I don't know, man. People saying he is a duck. Him and Duck Nello. I mean, I understand, he hasn't even fought a mediocre fighter yet. Wait, I'm not sure who you're talking about. Oh, Ryan Garcia? No, but he's a little kid, man. You got to give these guys the opportunity to grow and to learn, You can't just, send them in there fighting, world champions, There's not very many people with the pedigree, right? And boxing is, very nuanced. It's very layered. He almost lost to Morales. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Yeah. Who can give Crawford a tough fight? Egidijus is going to give him a tough fight tonight. Egidijus is a good fighter. I'm not sure they need that. I'm not sure that Egidijus is going to be fast enough. I think he's going to be fast enough. I think he's going to be sharp enough. But Egidijus is a very, very solid fighter tonight. I'm really, really excited to see him fight Crawford tonight because that guy's no joke. Garcia talks too much. Yeah, Garcia's... I mean... Yeah, he does. I'm going to go get some water real quick. I'll be right back, okay, guys? Hold on. Oh, all right, guys. What's up? Let's see. What did I miss? Garcia talks too much. Yeah, he does. Someone's been sucking that kid's dick too much because he's too good. Virgil Ortiz, I think he's pretty good. I think Virgil Ortiz is pretty good. I don't know how good of a fighter he is yet, but his technique is really solid. He hits hard enough with both hands. He's a solid fighter. We'll have to see how good he is once he fights a guy who can block him from transferring his weight and control him a little bit and set him off, like off rhythm a little bit, but I don't know. He has a lot of potential, Virgil Ortiz. The only thing is he's going to have to fight some really good guys in the future. And if he's not on point, he's going to fall by the wayside really quickly. A popular YouTube channel, Richard Dwyer, said Canelo could move up to heavyweight and beat Wilder and has the perfect style. Absolutely not. It's not possible at all. Canelo could not move to heavyweight and fight Deontay Wilder. He'd be a foot shorter than that guy. That would never happen. Porter would be a good show. Yeah, Porter would be a good show. I don't want Crawford to fight Porter. I want Porter to get his chance to beat Danny Garcia and to beat he already beat Danny Garcia, but to get Keith Thurman again. I think that would be a good fight. I think or Porter should get the Pacquiao fight. I think Porter should get the rewards that Errol Spence left on the table when he decided to drive drunk. I think that's what should happen. If Crawford gets drawn into a toe-to-toe fight, I think the Mean Machine's got a chance anyway. I think that if you're objective with the early parts of this fight, I think that you might be able to give Mean Machine a couple of the early rounds for sure. But Mean Machine is very, very good, you guys. He's very good. I'm not sure if his speed is going to be up to par to dealing with Crawford and maybe Crawford's movement, but he's very solid. Joshua versus Usyk breakdown. Well, that'd be an interesting fight. I don't think Joshua, to be honest, I think everyone should just avoid Usyk. until those 3 heavyweights fight each other. I think that Usyk has the potential to beat everyone in the heavyweight division, and I think that means that everyone should just duck Usyk until Wilder and Joshua have fought each other. That's my opinion because I want to see that fight. But I think Usyk has the potential to beat everybody. I think that Usyk would be kind of like the Ortiz fight, except for that Usyk would be sharper, he'd be faster, and his punch selection would be much better. It'd be much harder for Deontay Wilder to stay safe against him. Yeah, so Usyk might get hit sometimes, but the positioning that he gets hit in is not really conducive to really high-level power shots, right? So I don't know. I don't know if the fighters are going to be able to set up really well set up shots on the correct zones to knock Usyk out, even if they do get to touch him. If Crawford gets drawn into toe-to-toe, but if he boxes him off the back foot like he did Postol, Crawford should win. I think that Crawford is going to want to put pressure on Mean Machine tonight. I don't think he wants to give Mean Machine the time to set his shots up and to walk Crawford down and pick his timing apart. Now, most of the time in fights, I don't think timing matters that much. I think like in the Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight, right? Timing didn't matter at all for Andy Ruiz. He just got dominated in all of the boxing. He had no chance. So it didn't matter that Joshua was predictable with his feinting and his probing and his shifting. It didn't matter because Andy Ruiz had no shot at the boxing level of stuff. But the boxing level of stuff tonight might be favoring Egidijus tonight. And if Egidijus is following Crawford around and Crawford isn't controlling him super well, or he is controlling him but he doesn't realize that Egidijus has control of the space between them, he might be able to land some really great counter shots tonight. So this could be a really tough fight for Crawford tonight, you guys. A lot of people probably are sleeping on this guy, but I'm telling you, this guy is legit, man. He's a really good fighter. Usyk is Joshua mandatory? Yeah, but that's only because Joshua has so many titles. He could just drop one of those and duck him. And, you know, to be honest, I don't know. This is exactly what you want from your heavyweights or from anyone in any championship square, right? Or any championship area. That's what you want, is that the fighters, the best fighting the best, you know, but it sucks that we have all of this storyline with Fury, Wilder, and Joshua, and then they're not fighting each other, you know, and then now we have Usyk, who can probably beat all of those guys. You know, Usyk versus Fury would be probably like a bananas fight. But I don't know. Thank you, Squared Circle. That was an easy-ass fight. If Anthony Joshua wasn't such a heavy favorite, I would have bet the fucking house on that fight, because that was an easy fight to call, you guys. That was like... And that's why I haven't even done like any real post-fight videos, and no stress about that. Because it was easy. That was the easiest fight to call like in my life. So, I don't know. Oh my goodness. Alright, tail of the tape. Teofimo Lopez walking out right now. Oh, I'm excited. Watching this guy fight is like such a treat. I'm really excited to see where his career goes, and see if he can make the right steps, you know, because I think it was Nikitin that he fought last, and he was not impressive there. But he's been very impressive in all of his other fights, so... Usyk would get slept by Wilder. I don't know, man. I think Usyk's very talented. He's very, very, very smart. And anybody who gets hit by Wilder is going to go to sleep for sure. But I'm not sure that he can land a good shot on Usyk. I think Usyk's very crafty, you know. All right. You dumbass. Get your ass in the ring. Stop raising your hand. You didn't win shit yet. No, I'm just kidding, Lopez. Do your thing, bro. But, damn. Hurry up, you guys. I'm excited. So what's the poll looking like, you guys? What do you guys got? You guys got Lopez or you guys got Commey? You guys going by knockout? You guys going by decision? Man, I can't wait to see these two guys standing next to each other. Wish boxing had a structure like UFC. There's no bureaucracy. I think Commey is too much too soon for Lopez. I'm kind of thinking the same thing, Brad. I'm like right there with you. And I think like once we see Commey standing next to Lopez, majority decision, okay, you think it's going to be real close? No knockout? Man, I'm on the edge of my seat right now, you guys. This is going to be a really good one. I'm really excited. A structure like the UFC, I think that would be good too in theory, right? But the problem with the UFC is that if you don't want to take a fight, then they could just cut you, and then I don't know. I don't like it's good, right? But I don't know, some of the stuff there, like Conor McGregor is going to be getting a title shot by beating Don Cerrone? What? Huh? What? Who the fuck is that guy? But let's see. Teofimo, majority decision. Lopez by KO. Commey couldn't even beat Robert Easter. Robert Easter's a tough fight, though. That guy's so hard to fight. But a lot of people think Commey did beat Robert Easter, right? So, I don't know. You kind of got to shade your idea on that one. And I think Commey's other loss is also not legit either. So, I think in theory, you want to be thinking about Commey as an undefeated fighter right now. Because it's not like anybody has a blueprint to beat him, even though he has 2 losses on his record, right? So Lopez KO. Man, I wonder if Lopez can hurt Commey. I wonder if that can happen. Because I don't think either of these guys have fought punchers as big as each other. So that'll be really interesting. Excuse me, guys. Tega Twin Cities. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen too. But I'm going to I think I'm rocking with Commey. We'll have to see what kind of adjustments Lopez can make. If Lopez comes out with an active guard and he's able to control Commey and keep Commey really small, he might be able to pick him off and win a decision. But yeah, I'm not sure how this one's going to go, man. I'm excited. Lopez, this is make or break for him. Yeah, his version of Diego Corrales. Yeah, I like that. His version of Diego Corrales. Although I think that Commey might, on average, be a better fighter than Diego Corrales. Not as big of a puncher. Yeah, but he might be a better fighter. Sadit, upset pick when he's the champ. Commey pulls it off. Yeah, that's true. That's true when he's the champ. I don't think Teofimo makes it out of the fight. Man, to be honest, I hope someone doesn't. Commey got rocked by Beltran in the first. Oh, really? Interesting. I remember Commey rocking Beltran in the first. I don't remember the opposite happening, though. Lopez, controversial decision, possibly 50-50. Yeah. Ooh, I'm excited, guys. This is a banger of a fight, man. I can't even believe they made this fight. This doesn't make any sense. Because Commey is 5 times as good as anyone else in the division is fighting. Who else in this division is even half as good as Commey? I don't know. And Lopez fighting him well, I guess if it's for a world title, right, then it's right on point. But, man. Whew. All right, so they are in the ring. Oh, damn, she's saying her Hail Marys? I bet she is. Cynthia Lopez, Teofimo's wife. Oh, yeah, Campbell's good, too. Yeah, that's a good call. Campbell. Oh, I'm excited. Man, I wanted Fortuna to fight Devin Haney so bad. I was going to put the house on that fight, man. Do you think Loma can beat the winner of Commey or Lopez? Yeah, Commey and Lopez are both, neither one of them are as good as Lomachenko. But it'd be a good fight either way. All right. All right, the fight's starting, you guys. Oh, goodness. All right, round one. Lopez coming out, fighting kind of on the back foot, shooting his jab. Commey's taking the lead foot, right? He's the one transferring his weight right now, while Lopez is actually getting stuck on the front foot, or stuck on the back foot, trying to transfer his weight. Oh, and because Lopez is stepping with his jab right there, fighting off the back foot, the fight just started. 228, 227, 26, 25, 24. But right away, Commey, because he has control of the front foot, he's able to counter over the top of Lopez's jab. And because Lopez is not shifting his weight when he steps forward, he's coming forward out of this faux Philly shell shit. He's going to get rocked by that right hand over and over again. This is going to be a rough night for Lopez, especially if Lopez can't gain any of that front foot position, right? Notice Lopez, when he's stepping forward also, he's catching the jab right here, but when he's not catching it, he's getting caught by the jab when he transfers his weight from his back foot to his front foot. So Commey has all the control of the space between him and Lopez right now. So that's going to be very, very difficult for Lopez to overcome, unless he starts using his jab and transferring his weight and threatening the position with his right hand. Lopez needs to start feinting with his right hand immediately and take that position away from Commey, because right now Commey has access to too many different punches, and Lopez doesn't have a way to take them away at the moment. Ooh, I missed that while I was coughing. Sorry, guys. All right, Lopez threatening with the right hand. Okay, so he's right now. It looks like he has the opportunity to gain more information from his opponent than Teofimo does. I'm not sure that Teofimo understands what's going on. He is catching and shooting, but is he landing? I haven't seen him really land anything, but I know that that's his. Ooh, okay. Almost got him right there. Yeah, Commey's starting to feint him too, and if he's going to start feinting those positions, Lopez is going to have a much more difficult time landing his counters if the position is being attacked and being threatened, and he doesn't have the opportunity to always know when an attack is actually coming. It's going to put him really far behind. Yeah, I agree. Commey. I agree. I think Commey won that round. It was close though. I didn't see Lopez land any of the catch and counter stuff, but that is what he's looking to do right now. And unfortunately for him, that's a bad strategy against someone who has as active of a guard and can kind of feint your opponent and feint you out of position as much as Commey is looking to do right now. So that's not going to be a good position for Lopez. He's being too reactive right now. That's how you want to organize that idea, is that he's being too reactive. He still may have gotten the nod in that round, but I gave it to Commey just like Brad. So let's see what adjustments that Lopez is going to make. Let's see. So Commey coming out on the front foot, feinting him, right? Throwing the right hand over the top. And the more that Commey throws that right hand over the top of Lopez's jab, creep his weight on the front foot. Lopez needs to feint and take control of that space. He needs to stop Commey from having as much control over that space, because as long as Commey has the opportunity to fight on the front foot, he has the opportunity to throw the right hand and then safely transfer his weight to his back foot. Although, that looked like a pretty solid shot from Lopez. So Lopez might be a little bit too sharp for Commey at the moment. Oh! Okay, it's over. Never mind. That's got to be it. Caught him with a killer shot. All right, so it turns out that Commey hasn't been hit by anybody who can hit as hard as Lopez. All right, classic barrage. He's going to stop it. He's going to stop it. Yep. Wow. Good job, Lopez. I wouldn't have gone with that strategy, but good job. Man. Whew. Told you. All right, let's see the replay, man. To be honest, that's kind of... can catch and shoot to hurt Loma? Yeah, he can. And Loma's really good, Lopez is really good with the catch and counter against the southpaw. What exactly did he do? I kind of missed it. It looked like he pull countered. It looked like he pull countered the right hand. But I'm not sure. The only question is was this even obviously this is what Lopez wants, but I'm not sure this was really good for him. He can catch on 12 gauge. Not just catch and shoot. Yeah, that was a big shot. That was a really, really big shot. But are we going to get to see it? Why don't fighters ever take a knee when that happens? I don't know. To be honest, you don't really want to fall behind on the cards either, even if you get hit by a big shot. But yeah, I don't know if they would have given him another shot to come up or to stand up if he had taken a knee. Yeah, he caught him in the second round with a great right hand, but they're not showing it yet, so I'm not sure. Your luck with predictions. It's not a big deal because I didn't do a lot of film study, but yeah, but it was pretty obvious that Lopez was fighting kind of being reactive, and although he did a good job of landing the shot, I still wouldn't suggest fighting Commey in that regard, or fighting Commey like that. Lord of the Active Guard, what's up, bro? He does have a lot of power. Don't think about it as power, you guys. Good technique. He has really good technique. If you can reorganize your thoughts about that, all it takes is just one. Yeah, it does. His chance against Loma, like 30% maybe. 30%. I wouldn't pick him to beat Loma, but he's really good with the catch and counter stuff. Crawford versus Mean Machine prediction. I don't know. I don't really have a prediction. I'm not sure because I didn't get to see a lot of the Mean Machine fight, but he looks really solid. He's very, very, very solid. Are they going to show this replay or not? What did he hit him with? Oh, man. The first real loss of Commey's career. Here we go. Man, that was a rough one, too. Don't say Crawford wins. Hit him with a right-hand bomb. Yeah. Richard Commey got disposed of in 2 rounds. Called it for the 3rd. That's interesting. But was the Mean Machine draw against Ray Robinson legit? I heard that was not legit at all. So what did you guys think about that fight? Did you watch it? I'm not like a big Ray Robinson fan, so I don't want to watch that fight. But I guess if I'm going to do film study, I should have watched that one. The most controversial of his fights. Kenny Atlas called Commey getting knocked out in 3. That's interesting. I wonder what he predicted. Teofimo won by KO, yeah, in the second. Apparently, they haven't shown the Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it either. I don't really like that guy. I don't think he's that good of a fighter, so I didn't want to watch him. But yeah, Teofimo Lopez, second round knockout. Very surprising, to be honest. Very surprising. It didn't look like he was doing a lot of work either. He might have even gotten hit by a shot at the same time. I don't know. Are you guys going to show the replay? What happened? All right. One of the few times I wish I could hear what these guys were saying, because I know it's all about Lomachenko right now. Are they going to ask him if he's fighting Lomachenko next? Fourth win by KO in the last 5 fights. Teofimo versus... Yeah. He has fantastic technique. Wilder has really good technique, but he only has that good technique for like one weight transition. Nah, it's all technique, man. It's all technique, I promise. You can't throw punches without any, it's not strength. Like, where's his strength come from? That wiry little kid, right? Nah, he's got really good... Okay. Oh, okay. So it wasn't a catch and counter. He just caught him with a straight right hand right over the top. They were both throwing right hands, and Teofimo Lopez slipped the Commey right hand. Yeah, man, what a great shot. I have to go back and rewatch it and figure out why Lopez thought that was safe to do. So he feints the jab. Oh, okay. So it looks like Teofimo feinted the jab because he knew Commey was countering him over the top of the jab. So he set that as a trap, it looks like. But all that stuff about Wilder not having good technique, you guys are... You gotta change the way you think about that. Wilder, when people throw shots at him, he doesn't slip and roll. But his weight transition when he throws punches, perfect. When he's throwing punches, his technique is perfect. He's just not very good at slipping punches or getting off the line. Ooh. Nah, not much. We didn't get to learn that much about Teofimo. I think Teofimo's a good fighter. I think he's definitely a good fighter. But I'm still not sure that he should be fighting Lomachenko. Oh, get him in the ring. Oh, yeah. Hey, thank you for that heads up on the UFC fight. I'm glad. I hate Uriah Faber. It's funny, he was like talking shit to that Peter Yan guy, like at the other weigh-ins or something, or like one of the face-offs or whatever, and like Uriah Faber trying to be like mean mugging on some dude, and, like talking shit. I don't know why he wanted to like flex on Peter Yan like that, like acting like he's a fucking G. I don't know. I'm not a big Uriah Faber fan. I don't know who was right about all of that American Top Team, I think that is, or Alpha Male, about all that Alpha Male stuff with TJ Dillashaw. But I was kind of rocking with TJ for a long time till he popped for steroids. I think that all that Uriah Faber, Cody Garbrandt bullshit, and that was all Uriah Faber's fault. I think that was so stupid. So kind of makes me feel good about it. Is Wilder the greatest puncher in heavyweight history? Probably, yeah. Probably like the greatest like one weight transition punch. Yeah, for sure. I think so. But the way that he transfers his weight after and moves off the line and continues to move, not the best. But he has some of the best like one weight transition attack in like all of boxing. If Wilder has no technique, has he had that much power? Exactly. He's got such good technique. If you guys want to watch and learn how to throw a real fucking punch, yeah, watch Deontay Wilder land his first right hand in every exchange. Not the ones that come after when he's like just bombing away trying to steal the KO, right? But watch the ones where he's like, where's this fool's head at? Whap, right? Commey got caught with the same punch Easter hurt him with. Oh, okay. Interesting. Maybe I should have watched more of that fight too. I watched him. I didn't feel like watching a 12-round fight. I just wanted to watch watch the quick knockouts. So I didn't do a lot of film study on Commey, but I think Commey's a legit fighter though. Even though he got knocked out here, he's a very, very legit fighter. Wilder versus prime George Foreman. I don't know. What are we talking about? Boxing? Are we talking about like a boxing lesson, or are we talking about punching? Because those guys are different, you know. And George Foreman's an underrated boxer too. His knockout of what's that boy's name? I can't think of his name right now. Michael Moore? Yeah, his knockout of Michael Moore. Brilliant setup. Shooting the jab and then peeling off his guard and then catching him with the right hand around the guard. Beautiful shot. Really, really nice shot. George Foreman's really crafty. He's really smart. He's really hard to fight. Just move his head just a little bit, get off the line, maybe eat some shots, kinda, you know. Obviously, that's not the plan, right? To eat shots, but it's hard to hit him clean. And that's like the reason why he's so tough. Great fight, but I'm leaning towards Wilder. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's tough because like George Foreman fought so differently in throughout his career, right? So which George Foreman are we even talking about? And I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure Wilder has what it takes to land a right hand onto George Foreman. George Foreman's pretty crafty. Overhand right the same exact way, and he reacted the same way, leg bent at the knee. Oh, you talking about in the Easter fight? Yeah, maybe. Maybe I should have watched that fight. I didn't know Easter hurt Commey. That's really interesting. But good job for Lopez. Feinting the jab after he knew he was getting countered over the top. Still like Lopez gonna have an uphill battle against Lomachenko though. Wilder's weight transition when he lands the right hand. Well, you go from the back foot to the front foot, but it's really complicated. There's a lot in the video. Yeah, man, maybe I can do that in a video. The proper way to throw a right hand. Maybe that's a good way to start with my training videos on Patreon. How to throw individual punches and stuff. I think so much of that stuff is kind of subjective, but I think Loma beats Lopez. I don't think there's like a lot of ambiguity there, but I think Lopez has a shot, you know, especially if he can hit Lomachenko as hard as second round knockout. Lopez wasn't feinting very well in the beginning, and he threw a jab, and Commey almost cracked him with the right hand over the jab. And then in the second round, Lopez feinted a jab, slipped the right hand counter from Commey, and landed his own right hand over the top and just starched him. Just straight knocked him out. And he got back up to his feet, but he was just so hurt that Lopez just ran in there and bombed on him. I think Loma stops Lopez by round 10. Man, that'd be interesting. Ooh, April. Okay, 4 months. That's not too bad. That short right was sick. Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. Maybe I'll do. Maybe I can do a video on Lopez's right hand right there, cause he got up quick. Maybe too quick, right? Maybe too quick. But he was so hurt though. Loma saying April. All right, that's cool, man. I wonder if that's a good idea for Lopez. Lopez? Yeah, Lopez is a real deal. He's a real deal. I think, like, I still think that, aside from the fact that he did everything correctly from the position that he was fighting in, he's going to have to work on setting that stuff up a little, taking control of the fight. I think that might be an eventual problem for Lopez. But I think Lopez is going to... Let's see, who else could he fight? Because Devin Haney's the same weight class, right? So there's Devin Haney, Luke Campbell, Javier Fortuna. I think those would all be really good fights for Lopez. I think that Luke Campbell versus Lopez would be a really good fight. Like a really, really legit good fight. And I'd love to see that fight. To be honest, I'd rather see that than see Lopez fight Loma. I think it's not a good fight for him. The busyness of Loma will start to overwhelm Lopez. And 10 Papa Lopez will have wave the white flag. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that could be. Man, to be honest, I'm really sad that fight's over already, dude. That sucks. I wanted that one to be a long one. So that's kind of disappointing, just a little bit. But good job, Lopez. You did exactly what you needed to do. You won the fight. And, yeah, get back to the drawing board, though, bro, because Lomachenko's not going to be that easy, man. Oh, man. Huh. So who you guys got? Fortuna or Luke Campbell? Cool Hand Luke. Loma talking about Lopez ringside. Yeah. Yep. And I gotta be streaming, so I can't even listen to it. It looked 50-50 for the first 2 rounds. Yeah. Actually, yeah, it looked like Commey was going to have the advantage, you know. But really, really smart adjustment from Lopez. Really smart adjustment. Luke Campbell versus Fortuna, yeah. To be honest, you guys, I really, really wanted Devin Haney to have to fight Javier Fortuna. I would have put a lot of money on Javier Fortuna to win that fight. Sensational. Yeah, that was a good knockout, man. That was really, really good. That was really good. And he did it from a position that Commey felt really safe and had a lot of control in. Lopez was able to set a really great right hand up. So, yeah, that would have been such a good fight. I think it would have been a fight to ruin Devin Haney's career. Fortuna is no joke. No, that guy comes to fight. It sucks that both of those guys are fighting each other, and Devin Haney's getting a pass with his fake-ass shoulder shit. But I guess if they're going to strip him of that, like, title and then allow, like someone was saying, they're going to allow Fortuna and Luke, Cool Hand Luke, to fight for that title. I think that's a really good decision. Easter beat Fortuna. Yeah, I think I saw a little bit about that fight too. I think Fortuna is a really good fighter. Yeah, so he might have done it. I believe that. You know, and Easter, for some reason, like, why does he keep getting gifts? Whoa, what the heck? The stream just changed to UFC now. What the hell happened? Are they stripping Haney? I think someone in the chat earlier said that they were stripping Haney. And I think that's a good idea. Haney doesn't really deserve to be a champion right now. Who has he beaten? Has he beaten any champions? Why would he be champion? I don't know. All right. Crawford versus Egidijus. Yeah, that's so unfortunate, you know. I mean, good for Easter, right? American fighters, whatever, but that shit sucks that people have to deal with that, you know. Can you imagine, like, You've given your whole life to this sport, and you get to the highest echelon. Boom. You work your whole life for this, and then somebody just steals it from you because I don't know. What was your take on Teo versus Loma now? I think that Teo still has a lot of work to do if he's gonna beat Lomachenko. He's very crafty. Lomachenko is very, very crafty. He's very tough to fight. But I think that Teofimo has a lot of work to do if he's gonna fight someone like Lomachenko. I don't think he has the craft right now to really beat Lomachenko. So I think when he starts doing stuff against Lomachenko, to try to hurt Lomachenko, it's not going to be stuff that Lomachenko hasn't seen before. So I think that because of the fact that it's going to be easy, it's going to be stuff that he's seen before. It's going to take Teofimo a long time to find something that'll work. And that might mean that he's too far behind on the scorecards, and that might mean that he has to get a little reckless. So I think that the level of craft that Lomachenko has is just going to put Teofimo Lopez just too far behind, and from the beginning of the fight. Even though Lomachenko, or even though Teofimo was behind in this fight too, right? All the way up until he knocked him out. It was Commey that had control of the fight, all the way up until he got feinted into an attack. But will fighters have the best understanding of boxing? Like they good and they know why they're good? I'm not sure. Well, if he catches Loma, he would drop him, and Loma gets caught by a lot of guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. Loma's really good, man. He's really, really good. I think Loma knows he's good. He has a good understanding of boxing. Crawford, Canelo, Kovalev, Bivol, Usyk. Even though he just got knocked out, Vostik. I think Vostik's really, really good. But the thing is, SB stay sharp, is that Lomachenko is a lot harder to hit cleanly, than Commey was tonight, right? And we have seen Commey, like someone else said, that Robert Easter was able to land a right hand over the top of him. We've seen him be hit, but Lomachenko being hit cleanly is a different story. So I think that it's a lot harder for someone to land clean shots against Lomachenko. He has a much tighter guard. So I think that that's going to be... how many times did Rigo catch Loma? I don't even think that Rigo could catch him with his eyes, let alone his hands. He's harder to hit by an orthodox fighter for sure. Yeah. He's nowhere near as sharp. I'm not sure who you're talking. Lomachenko is not sharp? You're talking about I think you're talking about weight transitions, right? And I think that Luke didn't land any hard shots like Lomachenko. Luke didn't land any hard shots like Commey. He had some decent success. It wasn't super success where he's dominating parts of the fight or landing really hard shots, right? But controlling him, he was able to land a lot of glancing blows, and those are not the ones that are gonna knock you out. How many times did Linares hurt Loma to the body? But looking at why they're having that success is important too. People have doubts. Loma apparently sounded scared. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I think you'll see it's different, man. It's different. Lopez is real deal. Lopez, good fighter, man. He's definitely a good fighter. But I don't think he should be fighting Lomachenko. I don't think so at all. We've got Crawford KO, the Mean Machine, in the 9th round. Man, this is tough because I've never seen this guy hurt before. From quick twitch opponents. You know, Lomachenko like invented that shit though. Lomachenko is the difference is that what's his name? Lopez he fought really well out of one position, right? So he's sitting here in this position here, right? So he feinted the jab. He doesn't compromise his weight transition with his jab, right? But he exposed his cheek. He already knew that he was exposed from this position, but what he was looking to do is to land a right hand and switch his weight, right? But he fights in a very similar style that Devin Haney does, right? The only difference is that Lopez can actually fucking punch. And the problem is if he's going to fight from behind one position and not look to transfer his weight or use his jab as a cross to change positions when he's throwing shots, he's going to be fighting Lomachenko from behind the 8 ball, because Lomachenko is going to want to look to get to the outside, right? So if he's already compromising his position by being on the back foot right here in this position, when he does shoot that shot, Lomachenko's easily going to be able to parry that and move off to the side before he's able to cross his weight again with his own right hand. I think that Lomachenko is going to be able to get to the outside of Lopez because of the fact that Lopez fights only from one position. He doesn't fight off the front foot very well. So, yeah, so I'm not sure. I don't think Lopez is going to have the craft. Yeah, the Ruiz and Anthony Joshua fight, that was so easy to call. You could just tell that Andy Ruiz was not taking that fight seriously. And that was so unfortunate for him because that was like a really, really good opportunity for him. And his fat ass wanted to eat Snickers instead of train. Loma under protection because of the investment they put in. So he won't fight any of these guys. Well, he's going to fight Loma. He's going to fight Lopez next, right? In April. So I think that it might be a bad fight for Lopez. He still might do well. He still might land some good shots. But I don't think it's going to be a great fight for him. Angle's so great. I don't really see Lopez. Yeah, I think Lopez is going to have a hard time if he can't nail down the position of Lomachenko, because Lomachenko is constantly right, moving off the line and controlling that lead hand, right? And it was that lead hand that got that looks like it is what got Commey knocked out in the last fight, because he wasn't controlling that lead hand. He was looking to expose that lead hand to counter over the top. But I'm not gonna let him. I don't know, man. Why do people think that Lomachenko's ducking anybody, man? I just don't get that. Lomachenko is like, he's the real deal. Said he didn't understand what Teofimo did, maybe because it happened way quicker than 90% expected. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think that he feinted the lead hand and then slipped and then landed his right hand. But it took him a long time to show the replay, so Lomachenko may have missed the replay, and the replay is the only reason why I think I saw it. And it was very, very sharp. It was very, very sharp from Lopez. So it was a great sequence from Lopez, and it was well set up to understand that that's where he was being attacked on. But oh man, my throat is so dry. Damn, Crawford, why you look so nervous, bro? The Mean Machine gonna eat you alive, or? Ah, delicious. He dropped the belt not to fight Devin Haney. Oh, goodness. Devin Haney can't even fight, man. That guy's... Devin Haney cannot fight, man. We need training videos. Yeah, I know, bro. I know. I had the flu last week, so I've been kind of like a little bit out of it. I really wanted to stream the Anthony Joshua fight, but I was just so sick. But yeah, I'm getting back in there. I'm gonna start trying to do some training videos and stuff. I'm excited for the stuff that I've got going on. Yeah, man. Yeah, some cool shit. That's a duck. You can't say it's a duck though, right? Because like, I mean, like maybe literally, right? But why does he want to fight? Why does he want to fight Devin Haney for anyway? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would Lomachenko want to fight him? I despise that fool. That fool's so annoying. I thought he was going to be real cool, but like, you want to talk all this shit. And the reason why he's having shoulder problems is because he only fights out of one position. You know, he's cramping up his whole shoulder and all his muscles. He's not loose here. And it's because he wants to fight out of this little, you know. Why did he fight a beat-up Pedraza? I thought that was for the title, though, right? Like, wasn't that for a title? And, like, at that time, I think that was one of the best fights that Loma could get. So I didn't actually have too big of a problem with that fight, but like Devin Haney, he's so young, man. He's so young. Doesn't make any sense. Only let specific fighters do that. They took his belt so he can't unify. Yeah. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's not like real boxing fans think that like Devin Haney can actually beat Lomachenko. Like that's just horseshit. Devin Haney doesn't even know how to fight. He's young, but you're supposed to let these guys develop, man. Like, to be honest, I wouldn't have let Teofimo Lopez fight Commey tonight. I think that was not a great fight for him. And that was like a really big risk for him. Because Commey's he's legit. He's a seasoned fighter. And like Lopez is still really young too. I think maybe like 2 or 3 more fights. But they're going to throw him in there with Loma. And if he doesn't knock Loma out, there's no way he's winning that fight. Just zero chance. I like Haney, but he not ready for Loma. Yeah. I say the same thing. Don't understand how many people are so quick to get behind a hyped prospect and Haney. I mean, let's not even just make it about Haney, you know? Like, we got Ryan Garcia, right? That guy should not be fighting like world champions right now. Look how Luke Campbell is... All of a sudden, Luke Campbell is a really seasoned fighter, and I don't think I don't think any of those guys should be fighting Luke Campbell either. I think Luke Campbell's, you know, he's up here with Lomachenko and Lopez now. You got to give it to Lopez now too, but Commey, right? Those guys, I think they're some of the best in the division. But I'm just saying, like, you don't want to throw these kids to the wolves, you know? Like, fucking Fernando Vargas, right? Why was Fernando Vargas fighting Tito Trinidad when Trinidad already had like 30 fights? Like, cool, come on. Let that kid develop a little bit, but he got, like, think about that fight. Like, why would they do that? Gervonta versus Loma. I still got Loma winning that fight. I'm not sure if I think that Gervonta Davis is as good as Gary Russell Jr. I'm not sure, but I have Loma winning that fight. But that's another fight that's a really good fight. That's a really good fight, and that's like another example, right? Of that's another example of I don't want to say like protected fighters, right? But like the let's see, how do you say this? Giving Gervonta Davis time to develop, right? Like Davis got to develop against Pedraza. Pedraza was a really tough fight for that time in Gervonta Davis's career when they fought, right? So that was like a really, really good fight for them to have. And that would be like having Ryan Garcia fight Devin Haney right now, right? That's a development fight. These are prospects. Those are the kind of people you want to be fighting right now before they get to the championship level. You know, Pedraza and Luke Campbell, those guys are seasoned. They've taken their L's. They've fought hard, and now they're they're seasoned. You know, you can fight those guys against world champions and get good fights. Whereas the Commey Lopez fight, that could have been a knockout in the first or second round either way. All right, let's get into this Crawford fight because I'm really excited about this. So Crawford coming out southpaw, immediately controlling him with the lead hand, transferring his weight. He's walking to the left, right, which is going to be interesting. I wonder how that's going to affect Egidijus. I'm just going to call him Eggy. Nah, Mean Machine. I don't know what to call this guy. But Egidijus is going to be looking to get to the outside of Crawford's lead hand. And already right there you can see Egidijus slipping that straight left hand from Crawford and transferring his weight to the back foot. Egidijus fights out of both positions really well. And look at the rhythm that he's creating with the in and out motion like this tap, tap, right? That's going to make it very difficult for Crawford to find an opportunity to attack him because he doesn't know where Egidijus is going to be vulnerable because he's fighting out of both positions really well. So the only question I have so far for Egidijus is what is he looking to set up? And is he going to be quick enough to continue to get away from these shots? All right, Crawford looking to split the guard with his jab. And notice Egidijus is going from the back foot to the front foot, and that's when Crawford is looking to control him as well as jab at him through the guard. Egidijus doing a good job of catches him with the jab. Not a bad shot from Crawford right there. Egidijus is getting, Mean Machine is getting on the front foot, and then as he transfers his way to his back foot, he's coming with the cross, right? And that means that he's looking to take control of the front foot or that front zone that Crawford is keen to take himself or to hold on to, right? Which is is not good for Crawford. That means that Egidijus, as he's transferring his weight right here, he's actually the one coming out ahead in these exchanges. Although right there, exactly what I was talking about, the possible speed advantage. Egidijus is the one landing in the first contact right now with the jabs, but Crawford is countering him in that little exchange. So even though Egidijus has he has the advantage at the moment, he's going to need to figure out a way to pick up the speed and figure out the timing of Crawford when Crawford looks to set up his counters. He's a very, very elite fighter, you guys. Very, very good. I would pick him at the moment to easily beat Keith Thurman. And if that's the benchmark, which is not a great benchmark, Keith Thurman's like a pretty super solid average fighter. But I would pick the Mean Machine to beat him. He's very, very good. Okay, Egidijus is actually getting stuck on the back foot right now. Look at how he's having a hard time crossing his head over the line. Crawford's doing a good job of pinning his head down. And that's what he's going to look to do. He's looking to pin Egidijus' head to one side, and he's going to look to come over the top with the straight left hand there. That's going to be really interesting to see if Egidijus can start setting up that bob and the weave to take the lead foot position, right? And even though he doesn't want lead foot dominance because he's not looking to land his straight right hand right now, he's only looking to zone Crawford off of the front foot. So when Crawford's on the front foot, you gave that one to Crawford? Okay. I was thinking that Mean Machine had it pretty close. He landed a lot of body shots, a lot of jabs. But I couldn't see a lot, aside from that one counter, that one little group of combination that Crawford landed. I couldn't see what landed of those shots. So I had a hard time giving that round to anybody, actually. But if I was going to edge it to somebody, I thought it was going to be Mean Machine. Man, my voice is getting dry. All right. Round 2. And coming out on the front foot. And notice Egidijus trying to get to the outside, right? And as he's trying to get to the outside, Crawford is controlling him with the lead hand. And what he's looking to do is slip that jab and then come with his own cross right there. Oh, typo. 7 to Crawford. So Crawford just showed part of his hand right there. He's looking to turn away from the left hand, it looks like, or the right hand of Egidijus, and come back with the right hook of his own. So that might be really interesting. Okay, so Crawford, notice he's looking to use that right hook to the body right there. What he wants to do is, again, they both want control of the front foot, right? So when Mean Machine is on the front foot, it looks like Crawford's looking to throw the right hook around the guard, or throw the cross over Mean Machine. And Mean Machine is looking to do the same thing, but he's using his cross only. His cross and his kind of stabbing jab. And right now, what both of them want is to be on that front foot. Notice Crawford is a lot more square though than Mean Machine. And that's going to be really bad for him. Mean Machine is a little tighter with his defense right now, so it's putting him in a little bit better of a position to counter and to get away from counter shots. Right, so good probing right now from Mean Machine to get to the outside. Crawford looking to set up that jab right there, and notice again, Mean Machine transfers weight to his front foot, bop, and then cross over with the jab through Crawford's body. But look at Crawford, how he's having a hard time getting on that front foot right now because he doesn't want to be eating that jab at all. Mean Machine's doing a decent job of pinning his head down while also maintaining more positions than Crawford. Now, hopefully, he's going to have to take it to get him to open up. Yeah, he might. He might. But this guy's really, really talented. To be honest, I'm actually really surprised. Oh, my God. Yep, good job. Mean Machine, very, very talented. He picked that position off really well and landed some great counters on Crawford right there. This guy is no joke, you guys. Doing a good job of figuring out what Crawford's looking to do when he uses that jab, right? And now that Crawford has picked up on the counters that he wants to throw, Mean Machine is looking to counter those counters as well. Doing a really good job. I've got 15 seconds left in the round, but that was a really good combination from Mean Machine right there. Landed a really good shot. And this, again, you guys, this is going to be a really, really tough fight for Crawford. With power, he's only going to need one punch. Yeah. To be honest, either one of these guys could end it with one shot. Just like in the last fight, when the guys are as good as this, they have as good a technique and they have as good a power as they do because of their good technique. One shot. Yeah, Mean Machine. That was a really, really good combination on him. Notice that Mean Machine transfers his weight from one foot to the other really well when he's slipping, right? Boom, hook, right hand, right? So he's crossing his weight with his jab here, boom, and then you come back with the right hand and the left hook again, and then you get off the line, right? Now, I don't know what combination Mean Machine landed right there, but it looked really good. It was a really, really good shot from Mean Machine. And if you're objective about the scores and you count that stuff really well from the Mean Machine, this is going to be a really close fight down the stretch, and we're going to see if the Mean Machine can continue to keep Crawford out of his comfort zone, right? Because Mean Machine is picking up on the timing right now. Okay, here we go. Good cross right there and a great right hand. Oh my goodness. Yeah, doing a really good job. And look at how he transfers his weight from one zone to the other and then into the next zone, right? And that stops Crawford from landing his shots very cleanly. All right, so we're in round 3 now, and Crawford is pressing the action. Crawford is very square right now, but he's not transferring his weight to the other side of Kavaliauskas of Mean Machine's body, right? So his head is in one position, and he's looking to control and keep Mean Machine on one side of his head, right? But Mean Machine does look like he's having a decent opportunity to get his head to the outside. Notice how far out he starts transferring his weight, right? Notice how far out he is. He's not even close to Crawford, but because he's doing, but I still think that Mean Machine has control of the fight right now. Needs to switch to orthodox. Maybe he does. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Crawford, not. Oh. Oh, was that a knockdown? Oh, man. Yeah, Mean Machine is very, very talented, you guys. This is not an easy fight. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see, because this guy hits really, really hard too. And I think that might have been a legit knockdown on Crawford. Notice how Crawford's getting a little bit bigger now, though, right? He's starting to use his hands a little higher. That's going to give him a little bit more control. Kind of. He may have gotten knocked down. Not sure. Yeah, this guy's no joke. I don't know, like, if this guy beats Crawford, I don't know who I would pick to beat this guy. Crawford has power in both hands, though. Yeah, it was a good rhythm, right? And I think actually Mean Machine has more craft than Crawford, because Crawford fights southpaw and orthodox. But again, the speed might be what sets Crawford apart. If he's able to use his reach a little bit better. Spence beats him. Spence beats who? Get the hell out of here with Spence. That guy's not even a fighter anymore. I don't know what's going on with him. Robert Garcia's gym. I'm disappointed how Aram has handled his career. Yeah. Alright. I gotta stop reading chat, though. I gotta get back in the fight. I'm losing my place now. Crawford's starting to put on some pressure, but I missed most of the third round in the tactics. I'm not sure. People are going to say Spence beats him because they don't know about Mean Machine. All right, thanks, Indy. Thanks. Yeah, hypothetically. 2-1 Mean Machine. Yeah. I think Mean Machine has the explosive power to win this. Yeah. Oh, dude. If you guys watched the fight with him and... So I wanted to do a film study on him versus... David Avanesyanyan or whatever, where he fucking smashes that guy. He really dominates David Avanesyanyan, or whatever we say that guy's name. And I wanted to do some film study on that and put it on my channel, because that was really, really impressive. And he just completely outboxes David all the way up until he hurts him, and then he just goes fucking ape shit on him. And then you realize, oh wait, he could have just done this at the beginning of the fight. Like, there's no reason for him not to just da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, and just go all Dragon Ball Z on his fool. But yeah, this is not looking like a great fight. Okay. The replay, the possible knockdown. Oh, yeah. That was definitely a knockdown. He definitely knocked Crawford down. He landed a great shot, transferred his weight across the zone. Boom! Yeah. Anyway, we're in round 4 now with 241, 240, 39, 38, 37. And Crawford's coming out. And one thing I don't like about Crawford right now is he's keeping his head on one side of Mean Machine's head for too long, which is going to put him in exposed position to Mean Machine's lead hand. Although Crawford's looking to really put a pace on him right now. I'm interested in what he thinks he sees against Mean Machine that's going to allow him to do that. Yeah, that was definitely a knockdown. So we're at 208, 207, 206. All right, Crawford's starting to get his weight on that front foot, but as you just saw Mean Machine throw that left hook to the body right there, oh, Mean Machine is timing him really well. He's timing him really well. He has great control over Crawford right now, and when Crawford is throwing punches, he's exposing himself. And Mean Machine is just a little bit too sharp right now for Crawford. So maybe he needs to slow down a little bit. All that fishing Crawford was doing is why he's losing. I think you mean fishing like in the lakes, right? Not fishing with his lead hands. But Crawford's having a very difficult time right now. And Mean Machine is doing a really, really good job of controlling Crawford. Oh, great work again. Okay, but the speed right there in which that... Okay, all right, Crawford holding and hitting right there. All right, Crawford, can't do that. I know you're not liking this fight right now, but you got to at least fight fair. All right. So Egidijus, again, is doing a good job of getting the outside of Crawford, right? And that's making it very, very difficult for Crawford to take command of that front zone right there. Crawford's starting to get into a rhythm. He was for a second, but Mean Machine has really good counters. He fights at a pace that's not really indicative of his overall speed. I'm not sure if Crawford is, again, Mean Machine is very difficult to hit cleanly right now. Okay, good body shot from Crawford. Good body shot. But Crawford's starting to explode out of his guard right now, and that's going to be really bad for Crawford if Mean Machine starts countering him again. 2-2, you guys give this one to Crawford. I got 10 seconds left on the round, so anything could happen, I think. But, yeah, I don't... Okay, so again, Mean Machine doing a good job of transferring his weight and completing his weight transitions. Oh, shit, did I miss a big shot? I think I did miss a big shot right there. Crawford needs to get Machine to go first. Yes, he does. He does. And he's going to have a hard time doing that because Mean Machine slips really well. And when he slips, he throws his shots really well too. So he's like, right? Boom, boom, boom. So he's doing a really good job of getting off the line. And off the line that Crawford is looking to attack. What Crawford, I think, needs to do is go to the body a little bit more. He needs to feint, control Mean Machine, and then slip and land a left hand to the body. I think that's where he needs to go. Round 5 about to start? Okay. Yeah, I'm still watching these motherfuckers on the treadmill. So, okay, round 5 starting. They're coming out. All right, the Bowflex. Come on, get out of here, Top Rank. Nobody who likes boxing has a Bowflex. Come on. All right, so round 5 starting. No timer yet. Mean Machine's putting the pressure on. We're at 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44. And again, Crawford looks like he's exploding out of his guard right now, but he's not doing a good job of setting his shots up. And Mean Machine is doing a really good job of countering him. Okay, good body shot from Crawford. That's a good sign from him right there. But Crawford's having a really hard time pinning Mean Machine down because he doesn't have control of him when he's on the front foot. Mean Machine's able to let that cross go so often that he has so much control over Crawford. Crawford's having a really, really difficult time. Crawford fighting only on the right side right now of Mean Machine, and Mean Machine doing a good job of transferring his weight and disguising his attacks right now. And Crawford being very transparent by keeping his weight on his back leg right now. Having a very difficult time without transferring his weight, to control Mean Machine without his lead hand. Mean Machine just landed some really big shots. Yeah, Bud's getting hit a lot right now. This is, like I said at the beginning of the fight, this is a tough fight for Crawford. This was not the kind of fight he probably should have taken. He should have left this one to, like, Keith Thurman or, somebody, because this guy doesn't have a big enough name for Crawford to be taking a big risk like this. So we'll see, though. Maybe the guy will fade. I don't know. But it looks like he's starting that Crawford's starting to get a rhythm for slipping and countering, though. Not landing shots yet, but doing a good job of avoiding the shots, even though he's really far down in this round. He's not even close to winning this round. He's starting to find a timing in which he can let his hands go and transfer his weight without getting countered by Mean Machine. So I wonder what it is that Mean Machine is seeing right now. Ooh, okay, some good shots from Crawford right there. I still don't think he's winning the round, but if he has another flurry like that, land some good shots, he could be up. Think he's getting KO? I'm not sure, because Crawford is, yeah. Egidijus is looking to, he is starting to fade a little bit. But so far I still have Mean Machine winning this round, even though it started to turn into like a decent round for Crawford. Notice Crawford's starting to get loose, right? And notice when he feinted like that, when he's slipping with that, with his left hand up like that, boom, boom, that's going to be really valuable for him if he can find a way to take control of that front foot. Okay, right there, good shot right there from Crawford. Feinted the left hand and then came with the right cross there. Good work slipping from Egidijus right there. All right. You gave that one to Crawford there? I gave that one to Egidijus. I think that one was pretty clear in the beginning of the round. I think that Mean Machine landed the better shots, and then Crawford almost tied it up. It was really close. I think he was about one one combination from winning that round or tying that round up. So I agree with Farhan. I got it 3-2 to Mean Machine. And even the fourth round could have gone to Mean Machine too, I think. Although I didn't score that one super well. I think I missed a bit of it. But 3-2 Bud. It's a close fight, though. This is going to be if Crawford doesn't fade and Mean Machine does fade, it could wind up being like a 10th round stoppage for Crawford. And that might be the defining idea here for Crawford, is that he has just more experience. And this is going to be a tough fight. Let's see, Jesse Hart, I don't know who that is. Joe Smith Jr., I think I know who that guy is. Michael Seals, nope, don't know who that is. Eladier Alvarez, okay. All right. So we got Mean Machine, and he's circling to Crawford's right now. And he's starting to take angles as well. Notice these really great slips from Mean Machine when he slips and he gets his weight on his right leg to get away from Crawford jab, right? Really, really solid. It sounds like an upset. I sent you a link, bro. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I remember that guy. It's not an upset yet, but Mean Machine is doing a really good job. Oh, okay. Mean Machine. So notice Mean Machine was crossing... as he was crossing his head from one side to the other, he was starting to circle around Crawford, and it looked like he just landed a straight left hand or a straight right hand on Crawford because he has control of that zone. Now again, Crawford does not have control of that front foot zone, and it's making it very difficult for him to find an opportunity to land his own right hand because he's keeping his head on one side of Mean Machine's head at all times. So it's a very, 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 very difficult fight right now for Crawford. Notice, okay, good work right there from Crawford. Feinting with the left hand to control Egidijus, and then getting him to slip to the outside, and then landing the right hook of his own. So it looks like Crawford might be finding a rhythm again, but Egidijus is easily able to continue upsetting that rhythm and look for offense of his own. And I think that Crawford is still having a very difficult time finding real offense to land some shots. But Crawford is getting a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more composed. He's transferring his weight a little bit more often, controlling Mean Machine, and he's finally starting to get the Mean Machine to go first, which is really, really good for him. Oh, good shot from Crawford right there. It looked like an uppercut. It looked like it landed, but I'm not sure. But he's starting to get Mean Machine to go first, which means that he has control of the space between him and Mean Machine, and that means that he might start being the one to land the big shots. Ay. 4-2 Crawford. Yeah, that looks like it was a Crawford round. Not a lot happened. I don't think there were a lot of punches landed, but yeah, that looked like I got, I think, 3-3 now. Oh man, this flu is killing me. Yeah, 3-3. Yeah, 3-3 it looks like. The only thing is Mean Machine gonna get credit for winning the rounds that he did, right? Or are people just gonna be like, oh, 6-0 Crawford, right? Because we got a 4-2 Crawford. It's not an egregious score, but because this fight is so close, we could have a lot of really crazy scorecards too. Because, you know, what do you like better, right? What did you see or pay attention to? All right. So Crawford slowing down a little bit now, coming out. It looks like he's really starting to set down, and he knows what he wants to land. But he's doing a good job actually now of transferring his weight and kind of controlling Mean Machine. using his range now, doing a good job. Yeah, Mean Machine's not really getting his weight on that front foot anymore because Crawford's putting a lot of pressure on him. And when he does go to get his weight on that front foot, Crawford is using that lead hand to control that zone. And he's able to block Mean Machine from really getting his weight into those jabs now. So those jabs that were doing really well for him aren't being as effective because he's not able to get his weight on the front foot anymore. Okay, good shots from Mean Machine there. Okay. Yeah, it does look like Crawford is starting to get to the outside of Mean Machine now, and he's starting to fight him. Maybe Mean Machine doesn't have the... Did he switch to orthodox yet? I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, I didn't like those punches from Crawford right there. Those look kind of slow. Hey, spoilers! Egidijus goes down. When's he going down? Now I can't even watch any of the fight because I'm just thinking about that now. Actually, man, Mean Machine looks like he's doing pretty good at the moment. It doesn't look like he's going down at all. So I wonder what's going to happen because this has been a pretty close round so far. I think... Okay, all right. He got stuck on the line and ate a couple of shots right there. Maybe he is going down. Ooh. Interesting. Is it over? Is it over? Did I miss it? Oh, man, you guys are killing me. Oh, he did go down. He did go down. One punch power. All right, so 30 seconds left. No more spoilers. All right, so he goes down. Is he going to go out? Good slip. Okay, with the scores then, if you guys are scoring, then it doesn't sound like Crawford's going to knock him out in this round. So 4-3. And that was actually, aside from the knockdown, that wound up being a close round. Crawford did take some big shots in that round, but he did win that round. Yeah, so good work from him. Let's see, so that's 4-3 Crawford. Buddy gets a +1, so it's 5-3. 5 points Crawford, 3 points Eggy. But yeah, good work from Crawford. Finally finding a little rhythm to start landing some good shots. Even though he's starting to eat some good shots of his own, I wonder how that's gonna go. I wonder what Mean Machine's gonna do, if he's gonna have any. Oh, what a great shot. And again, just like you guys were saying in the chat, you got to get Eggy to go first, right? So he finally finds a way to... Oh, and he was orthodox for that shot. Okay, all right. Good work right there. I wonder if he's going to continue being... Okay, all right, Crawford's orthodox now. I think I completely missed it from the last round. Oh, great work from Kavaliauskas, Mean Machine right there. Now, I wonder if Crawford is going to stay orthodox because Mean Machine is actually a really good fighter when he's fighting orthodox fighters. So I wonder if that's going to be fruitful for him to continue being orthodox. He's doing a good job of slipping, pull countering against that jab of Crawford's. So we'll see. Okay, so Mean Machine, when the right hand comes, he likes to pull and throw a left hook. Notice how he's stuck on the front foot right now? This is exactly where he winds up wanting to be against Crawford when his opponent's on the front foot. And when that right hand comes, he might be able to slip it and catch Crawford with the left hand. Because Crawford doesn't always have his hands up. But Mean Machine doing a decent job this round. So far, he's won the first minute of the round. But not a lot has gone on, so Crawford could still steal it pretty easily. Yeah, I think he does need to go back to southpaw. I don't think that he I think that the novelty of that has kind of run off for him, and maybe he's that was a big left hook from Mean Machine right there. All right, good uppercut from Crawford there, but he's not really winning this round right here. Now look at the position that Crawford's in, right? He's not transferring his weight, and he's only fighting out of kind of one position right now on the front foot, right? Which means he's already exposing that left side of his body and the left side of his head. So Egidijus is looking to start landing those jabs, and as well as that left hook. Oh, a mean left hook? Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it? Crawford's stalking him too much, like white on rice. But Crawford's not landing any punches in this round. It doesn't look like he's getting any real work done. It looks like he's kind of getting pieced up. Okay, yeah, back to southpaw. Back to southpaw. But look at how he's waiting for Mean Machine, and that's not a good look. You don't want to be waiting for this guy because he's very crafty. You know, it doesn't look like he might be big enough to beat Crawford because Crawford does look unusually big today. Like, he looks really, really big. Oh, great shot from Crawford right there. Great right hook. I still don't think he's winning the round. Okay, he might be able to steal it right now. He might be able to steal it, but it looked like he didn't do super well the rest of it. Did you guys give that round to Crawford? You gave that round to Crawford, Brad? I don't know. I don't think I gave that round to Crawford because I think he waited too long to start turning it up. I think he lost 2 minutes and 45 seconds of that round. And I think it put him too far behind for me to give it to him just to land a couple of punches at the end. But yeah, I think I have it the same round count as Farhan. But I think, you know, Crawford gets the extra point for the knockdown, so it's technically 5-4 in terms of points like that. But this has been a really good fight, you guys. Really, really, really good stuff. You think he stole it and you gave him the round, though? I don't know. I just can't agree with, like, stealing the round like that because we do forget a little bit about how dominant. Okay, so those are some big shots. Not bad, but maybe Mean Machine's not big enough to fight Crawford because Crawford does look really big. I thought that Mean Machine was a big dude too, but all right. So Crawford comes out southpaw, setting the tone, using his jab to control that front space, and he's starting to find timing to beat Mean Machine to the punch with multiple shots. So, oh man, hurt him. He's doing a great shot from Crawford right there. Yeah, so he's starting to find a really good rhythm with those feints. Oh, KO. Oh, come on. Come on, you guys. Whoa. Whoa, okay, all right. That wasn't great. Why'd they stop it already? Crawford started finding like a really good timing. And it looked like that last shot that he was able to predict the positioning of Kavaliauskas or whatever really well and land those right hooks. But it took Crawford a long time to get it. Really, really, really good fight, though. Really good fight. Crawford reminds me of a cougar. He can punch from awkward angles. Yeah, I think it was a bad stoppage, too. But I think that that Crawford was starting to get to him, too. KO the Mean Machine in the 9th round. Oh, did you? You had 9th round? Good job, man. Good job. Crawford got the timing down the past 3 rounds. Except for when he was fucking fighting Orthodox. That was horrendous for him. He was not doing well there. But, yeah, he started to get a really good timing and get a good rhythm to punch with Mean Machine. Mean Machine had a lot of power. He was throwing a lot in his weight transfers, but Crawford did a really good job of transitioning his weight there. And that was a great shot there. Crawford's arms are so long. Yeah, I think that it was a good timing, though. I think he was transferring his weight really well and finding ways to to land great shots. He put himself in really good positions to land hard shots after controlling the Mean Machine's head for a while. He did a really good job. Good job for Crawford. This was not an easy fight, and as you guys saw, this was definitely a fight he could have lost because this guy is really, really good. Oh yeah, and this guy hits really hard too. Like this is no powder puff, man. This was a really, really tough fight. And it was kind of, to be honest, it was kind of silly for Crawford to take this fight. You know, I don't understand why Crawford would take this fight because this guy's a really dangerous opponent. He's a really dangerous opponent, and I don't know what the reward is for fighting him. Yeah, Crawford, very mentally tough. That was a really, really tough fight for him because he was getting pieced up in some of those fights and some of those rounds. So, good job. All right. So, what are you guys watching now? Now that the fight's over. It was Crawford's mandatory. Ah, that makes sense. Why does Crawford have to fight his mandatory and ain't nobody else in boxing got to fight their mandatory, though? What the hell is that? Crap. Fucking crap. That's what it is. All right, man. Are any of you guys interested in the UFC fights? I'm a big fan of UFC, man. Oh, what? Nunez versus Durandamy is on right now. Did I miss Did I miss the Max Holloway Volkanovski fight? Did it start already? Of course, go to UFC. Fuck yeah. Similarities between Mean Machine and Errol Spence? Nah. Mean Machine's better than Errol Spence. He might not be big enough to fight Errol Spence, but Mean Machine's better than he is. For sure. That sounds like hater bullshit too, I know, but he's better. Alright, let's see. Man. Let's see. He was ducking the PBC guys. Why? The PBC guys aren't even good. Like, which PBC fighter, right? Like, Keith Thurman? What? Who's ducking Keith Thurman? Ain't nobody ducking that fool. I mean, maybe Sean Porter, right? Nobody wants to fight Sean Porter. Errol Spence fought Sean Porter, which is a big deal, but, you know, a lot of people think he lost that fight, so. Oh, man. My stream is not fights, yo. Maybe I gotta use a different player. Sean Porter is a dog? Yeah. No. I'm not saying this guy would beat Errol Spence. But I think on average, this guy is a better fighter. I don't think Errol Spence is like that crafty, you know? Cracked streams? Yeah. I got one. I got a good stream place. I use Crickfree usually. But I don't know why it's kind of lagging right now. Oh, man. Yeah, this is not working for me right now. All right. Okay, I can't really tell what's going on. Okay, they're back in the cage now. Ooh. Alright, I'm going to have it on in the background, but I'll be reading comments and stuff. Durandamy looks tiny right now. He just addressed the ducking. Who did? If Mean Machine can hurt Crawford, does Spence have puncher's chance against Crawford? Yeah, Spence definitely has a puncher's chance against Crawford. Definitely. But I think the boxing, for the most part, just favors Crawford. I think he's just going to be too good for Spence. I think Spence just doesn't spend enough time transitioning his weight and stuff. And, yeah, I don't think that... I just don't think he's that great. Like, he's going to beat all the C-level fighters because he hits so hard. He's so fast. Yeah. If it wasn't for takedowns, Nunes would be getting beat right now. Yeah? That's very surprising. Interesting. I have a lot of respect for Germaine de Randamie, except for the fact that she's just savagely ducked, what's that fool's name? Chris Cyborg. She ducked that guy. Refused to fight him, dropped the belt, and said, nah, I ain't fighting that guy. But Nunes, man, put a clinic on her. Decided to fight her. That was really surprising. Whoa, look at that right hand that de Randamie is throwing right there. That is nice. I mean, it didn't land, but okay. Takedown again. Poor de Randamie. Nope. No, de Randamie. You don't get to fight today. Nobody wants to see you fight. Just kidding. Just Amanda Nunes doesn't want to see you fight today. Crawford versus Danny, just because they have each other's number in the amateur. That'd be a sick fight. I would like to do that. Joshua Spencer, what do I do for a living? I work at this stem cell company called Allele. They do regenerative medicine. It's regenerative personalized medicine. And they have some protocols to turn your skin cells back into stem cells so that they can reprogram the cells later and turn them into other types of differentiated stem cells. So I work at a stem cell clinic, or they call it in my field in biotech, they call it GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices, which we discuss, or in which we perform the procedures that we do, that we can justify it to the FDA that the chemical compounds that we're creating from the people's stuff, like their skin cells or whatever, has not been adulterated, as well as the they call it karyotyping, but we have to make sure that the cells, that the alleles, or the let's see, how do you call it, the chromosomes inside the DNA haven't been tampered with because of the process, so that the stem cells will still be considered like kind of indigenous to your body, so they won't be rejected. Yeah, so I work at a stem cell place, and yeah, do science and shit. Let's see. Yeah, no problem, bro. Oh man, Amanda Nunes might be going out right now. No, looks like she lost it. What did they say in the post fight? Anybody want to tell me what happened in the post fight? Because I don't have any sounds. Yeah, I still have Bud beating Spence for sure. Yeah, definitely. Where do you learn to box? I used to box. There's this guy, his name is Nicholas Bellafato. If you guys Google him, he's actually kind of famous in boxing. Like, not famous, you know what I'm saying? But in my area, he was very, very popular. A lot of people knew him. And he taught me a lot about boxing technique. He never taught me shit about how to fight, though. And that was the biggest problem, is he didn't know how to explain it to someone who didn't have any boxing experience. And also someone who wasn't like over 6 feet tall fighting midgets and shit. So it was really tough to learn to fight. But he used to have a place in Redwood City in California called Crawford said he will fight anyone. Okay, what a lame fuck. Why didn't he just take that opportunity to call someone out? Why is he going to play like, I'm a G, man. I ain't got to call nobody out, bruh. I'll fight anybody. I'm the best. I'm the best ever. Whatever. But he taught me a lot about technique, but he was very critical. He was really, he was a fucking asshole, man. He was just fucking mean. And if you it was tough to get sparring and to I don't know, it was tough. It was really tough training under him. And but he's a good coach. He was a good coach. But he didn't ever teach me how to fight at all. Like, he couldn't. That was the one thing. Like, we just didn't get enough sparring, and like I was too small, and to really like find people to spar against. But also he forgot that I was fucking left-handed. So he made me fight right-handed. I didn't know how to fight right-handed. I didn't have good right hand for a long time. It took me a really long time to develop it. So my amateur fights were really tough because he always wanted me to fight right-handed, but I was kind of like a one-handed fighter. I had a fucking spaghetti noodle on my right hand. So, and he didn't know how to teach me how to, have good technique with my right hand. But a lot of the boxing stuff I've taught myself. I'm self-learned, studying, training hard, pushing yourself, and really studying what it is that you're trying to accomplish, Understanding, like, where all the goals are in boxing. How many fights? I only had 3 fights amateur. And I lost 2 of them. But I fought, like, really tall people on average. But it was really hard for me to find amateur fights because of the fact that I got into boxing really old. Basically said I want the PBC guys. Bob was standing right there, and he refused to drop any names. He just said PBC guys, top ranked guys. So lame. Yeah, that's super lame. Especially, to be honest, Crawford's probably still not thinking super straight because he was getting lit up in that fight. So maybe we give him a pass. I don't know. But how tall am I? 5'6", 5'7". When I used to fight I used to weigh in at like 119, and I could weigh in at 119 like fully clothed. So yeah, I was not like fighting like I would always fight like guys who are like 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", really tall dudes. My first amateur fight, I fought this guy who had already had like 6 amateur fights. He was nearly in the open division, but he fought at a really experienced gym. And my coach was telling me about it in the beginning. He's like all hyping me up. This guy don't know how to move his head. You gonna knock this fool out. This, and that. And he was saying all this shit. And I outboxed him like super easy in the first round. I've watched the tape of it like 100 times. In the 3rd round, he broke a rib on my right side. It was a mess, man. It was really bad. And I got kind of messed up in the 2nd and 3rd round. I remember in the 2nd round, at the end of the 2nd round, I'm like all fucked up. And the level of like problem solving that was going on there, I go out in the second round, I go back to the corner, and I'm fucking hurt, man. I'm really hurt. I know he outpointed me in the 2nd round, but I'm still probably winning the fight just because I had a really great 1st round. But I look at my coach and I'm like, I don't want to go back out there. And then he goes, you're going back out there. And I'm like, okay, I'm going back out there. And then that was it. Didn't even think about it again for another, like, at all. And then went out there and he broke another one of my ribs. But yeah, it was rough, man. It was really rough. And I don't remember anything else my coach said in that fight. Corner and stuff. Not San Diego Comedy, Arena MMA in Sports Arena. And throwing really hard punches and like being a dick and training and stuff. But like these people just don't know how to fight. And like I wasn't throwing hard shots or nothing, but I've always had like, really heavy hands after that shit. But I wound up doing some quote unquote shadow sparring with some heavyweight there, and he was fucking sucked, man. He was a fucking poor sport. And I wound up kicking his ass for 3 rounds. I wasn't throwing no hard punches. And at the end of the 3rd round, he stepped on my foot. When I went to throw my 3-piece, I was all ta. And then I went to pivot out and move off the line. And he stepped on my foot. And so instead of getting out there and moving out, I got stuck on the line like this. And he threw a left hook to the left side of my body. So he was already going to miss. Like, almost missed the shot anyway. But he hit me so hard that he tore my whole abdomen. And, yeah, I had to take like a 5-year break from boxing. Otherwise, I probably would have went pro. But, yeah, I don't know. That was rough shit, man. That was really rough. So injuries are no joke in boxing, man, for real. You got to learn how to recover. You got to learn how to stretch. You got to learn all that stuff. It's really, really, really. Guy's not going to get the. I don't think he's going to get the credit that he deserves, because this guy, Mean Machine, he's good, man. Yeah, he's a good fighter, you guys. I'm going to do a breakdown on him for my Patreon. And talk about positioning and boxing positioning, because that guy needs to get more respect for his skills. And the fact that he kind of lit Crawford up a bit probably means he's going to get some decent fights. People are going to not take him seriously, and he might wind up getting some good fights. Agree to disagree? I guess that's fair. Agree to disagree. Ooh. Yeah, what kind of sparring or what kind of stretching do you do, Mr. Punch? Do you ever go get massages and stuff? Because if you fractured your rib, there's going to be like scar tissue and stuff. And if you can get some really, really good massage in there, you can break that tissue up. Mean Machine really put it on him for a few rounds. He did a really good job. He landed some big shots. He kind of fucked Crawford up for a little bit. And then later on in the fight, Crawford started getting his timing and his rhythm, setting down on his shots, and finding ways to get in positions to land combinations against Hold up, guys. All right, guys, here I come. So let's see what happened in the Crawford fight. Crawford knocked him out, but yeah, Lopez had the best performance for sure. Conlan looked mediocre. Do I want to be a trainer, Farhan? Yeah, I think I do want to be a trainer. I think so. I mean, I think it'd still be dope to be getting like some pro fights myself, but you know, I'm not super hopeful at this age. Splits to get your legs working well, that's not a bad idea. He got knocked down and everything, but came back and got the KO. Yeah, Crawford got knocked down in the first round or the second round. He got hit with some really big shots and went down. They didn't give him credit for a knockdown, but yeah. Well, the thing is Egidijus is much, much, much better at hiding his punches than Spence is. Spence is very, he's very on the surface, you know, like, because he doesn't move his head, because Spence doesn't move his head, he doesn't, against Crawford really well, so, plenty of fights for you to train. I mean, shit, if y'all want to pay me, I'll come out. But, the problem is like, Errol Spence is not very good at setting his shots up, and you can't land punches against your opponent like power shots without moving your head, right? Like nobody lands punches just keeping their head up here, ta 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 ta, right? There's no power in those shots. It just doesn't work that way. So Crawford have a very easy time figuring out where it is that Errol Spence is going to be throwing his punches, because the fact that Errol Spence, every time he does wind up moving his head, he'll be committing to a left hand. Because of the fact that he doesn't get his weight on his front foot and transfer his weight through his jab, Errol Spence is going to have a hard time controlling Crawford with the lead hand himself. So I don't think that Errol Spence is going to be able to land a lot of big shots against Crawford. Especially because that boy, he don't use a speed bag. Like, how are you going to be a great fighter? You don't use a speed bag. Like, if you want to be a good fighter, you guys, one of the most important things you have to do, you have to use the speed bag. You have to use the double end bag. And you have to use the heavy bag. And you have to use them all the same way. All of them. If you don't use them the same way and learn to do the same things on them, you'll never have the physical technicality that you need. You'll never train it. You'll never get it into muscle memory to where you can learn to just focus on your opponent fighting. Crawford couldn't get lead foot control because Mean Machine was doing a great job of transferring his weight and moving out of that zone. So when Crawford would take that zone, he would try to get on that front foot, the jab would come and he would transfer his weight to the back foot. He could get off the line. Better Beef beating Vostik is a perfect example of Teddy Atlas trying to over-prepare Vostik or overthink the fight, right? Because if Vostik would have just landed one right hand instead of landing 3 and 4 punch combinations and then getting hit by a big shot, Vostik would have dominated Better Beef. Better Beef, average fighter. Average, at best. Actually, I hope Kovalev fights Vostik. I hope Kovalev fights Better Beef. I think that'd be a great fight for him. And I think that he would be able to dominate Better Beef. He might get knocked out too. He might. But think about the boxing, right? Don't just think about like, oh, he wound up winning because of strength and this and that. Like, all that's horseshit. If you're relying on those types of intangibles to win a fight, you're not a good fighter, right? You're not a good fighter. He did stop Vostik. Vostik is a very good fighter, but Vostik wasn't fighting the right fight. And like, if you listen to the corner, like, it sounded like Teddy Atlas was making the fight about him and not about Vostik, right? Like, why does you want Vostik sitting on the line throwing 3 and 4 punch combinations? Why? I'm not saying technique does not always win fights. No, your technique, your fight strategy, and understanding that all of that stuff goes together to make one fighter, right? All the technique has to be perfect, and all the boxing positioning has to be perfect. You have to understand all of the concepts. And then the fight is easy, though. But I don't know. I would not have had Vostik fight that fight like that. That was a really bad idea from Vostik. I'm 34. Better Beef versus Bivol. I'm rocking with Bivol, even though he's a tiny man. I'm rocking with Bivol to beat him. I don't really want them to fight yet. I would rather have Kovalev fight Better Beef. But Vostik tried pivoting to his right multiple times, but Better Beef caught him with lead hooks to the body when he tried. He was getting stuck on the line, yeah. Fighting can be easy, right? You just got to follow the rules. You got to follow the rules really well. But more importantly, right, here's the thing is, this is the problem that people have in boxing is they don't know what the rules are. They don't understand how your technique affects your opponent's technique, right? Think about this idea right here, right? If you understand your boxing positioning and you understand the rules for you throwing a left hook, and you understand the rule of you throwing a right hand, and you understand the rule of transitioning your weight from front foot to back foot, if you understand how all of these things come together for you, right? For you as a fighter, the next step, and this is very important, the next step is understanding that your opponent fights with the same rules, even if they don't know it. Think about that idea right there. Even if your opponent doesn't know it, they fight with the same rules. If you can understand that idea and know the rules and the limitations in your slipping, your rolls, you understand what position you're in after you throw every punch, and you understand every position that you're in after every slip, and you can understand and create a predictable pattern for the places in which you know to attack your opponent. Yeah, but not every fighter is technical. But that's the thing is, you don't want to think about fighters as... Deontay Wilder is very technical. His first weight transition is always very, very good. He just doesn't block punches really well. He doesn't slip and move off the line very well. He doesn't practice defense, in the same studious manner in which he practices offense. So, reorganize your thoughts about that. But understanding that your opponent follows the same set of rules of technique that you do, and you can create much better traps. You can create much better opportunities to set punches up, because you can have a much better understanding of where your opponent's head is going to be, where their head is going to be, what punches they can throw from what position, and then that's how you start to develop craft, right? But you have to know all of that stuff, because you don't just want to think about yourself as being an average fighter, right? How good do I have to be an average fighter, right? I'm not trying to pick on Devin Haney, but look at Devin Haney. Right? He fights. Hey, good night, bro. He doesn't know how to do that stuff, and because he doesn't know how to do that stuff, it takes him a really long time to figure out where his opponent is going to be, because he only fights out of one position, and he fights only with a very compromised rule set. Right? And because he's limited in those facets, it takes him a really long time to beat limited fighters. Right? Hope that made any sense. I don't know if it did or not. Now is Lomachenko. Who is the guy you want to watch for boxing technical point of view? It's tough because there are a few really good fighters. Like Bivol right now. He's a very, very good where the rules videos, or better yet, technique. I did the one on my Patreon about positioning and understanding position 1 and position 2. I'm going to be extrapolating on these ideas, but I got to give my student a little bit of time to catch up before we start really doing training videos and stuff. But I'm going to be talking about that stuff. I'm going to be talking about it, the correct way to throw punches, the correct ways to move, and then how to train those things. And then once you know that stuff, right, the part that has to do with you only, you need to apply that stuff to your opponent. And that's how you really fuck someone up, That's how you really understand the vulnerabilities, or you can pick up on somebody's poor technique or what they're trying to accomplish, because you can figure out what attacks they're trying to throw from what position, right? Notice, well, I don't want to get too much into it and stuff, but yeah, understanding the rules, man. You gotta really sit down and think about it. Or just come to my fucking channel, motherfucker. I'll show you. Oh, man. But I would say, if you go back, Boxing Virus, and watch some Mean Machine, watch Mean Machine's fight. And I'm going to be doing a breakdown on this. Watch his fight against David Adesanya. Super, super high-level boxing right there. Really, really impressive. And David Adesanya, or whatever his name is, really solid fighter. He's really solid. But But Mean Machine dominates him, and he does it like very, very, very textbook positioning. It's really, really smart stuff. Wilder smothered Ortiz when he was buzzed. Technical. What does that mean to you? I wonder what that means to other people, you know? I don't know. But we'll be talking about it on my channel. I'll be talking about it. Now, the only problem is a lot of this stuff is really hard to train by yourself. You know, it's really hard to train and make sure you're doing it right. Mean Machine, musclehead, no gas tank. I mean, Crawford was putting a pace on him. He's probably not used to that pace either. So you have to give credit to Crawford for slowing the Mean Machine down with his face enough to land his own shots. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to learn the wrong way. But what I was going to say about that is, it's hard to train by yourself and to learn to do that stuff by yourself because you have to have somebody to watch you, right? To remind you when you're going through the motions, right? Technical, being able to stay with your fundamentals. Right. But a lot of people think that, yeah, he did get rocked and dropped. Yeah. Because Mean Machine's no joke, man. That he's a legit fighter. Commey, it looked like Commey was trying to land a right hand over the top of Lopez's jab. And what happened is Lopez feinted him, slipped off the line, and caught him with his own right hand. Yes, you need to train your body to be able to move a certain way, but you want to think about that as like coordination, right? You want to build your coordination and your timing for your rhythm of your movement, right? Da 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 da. You know, kind of like dancing and shit. People confuse pure boxing and slick boxing. In your opinion, is a boxer puncher the most superior style? Yeah, I think so. I think except for the fact that Mean Machine got knocked out tonight, that guy is like almost exactly who you want to be learning to fight from. If you guys can watch Mean Machine fight, and not tonight's fight, because Crawford was, I don't want to say he was really wild, but Crawford is a very difficult fighter to fight. But watch Mean Machine's fight against David Adesanya, or Avenesanyan, I don't know. He's very, very technical. He has nearly perfect technique. He's just a beast. He's a really good fighter. And the way that the fight and the rhythm and the timing in which he fights, really, really conducive to watching somebody fight. Oh my god, I'm fucking dying. You think so? Alex Volkanovski? I think he's going to get lit up right now, man. I think he's going to get fucked up by Max Holloway, dude. I think Max Holloway is going to dominate him. And I think he's going to make it easy. I feel like Volkanovski just might be a little too slow. You know, kind of like Mean Machine was tonight. Except that I think that Holloway is going to be do a much better job of moving his head off the line against Volkanovski. Have you ever had a stomach ulcer? I don't think so. I'm getting over the flu. I had the flu last week, and I got injured a few years ago in the core, and I don't know. I just hawk up a lot of crap now because of it. The most superior boxer is someone who can adjust. Floyd Mayweather, a true champion, can make adjustments. It's a mental game. But Jonathan Sims, you have to have really good fundamentals as well. Floyd Mayweather doesn't just make adjustments mentally, right? But it's physically having good technique so that if you think about it like a synergistic style, right? That none of your body mechanics are ever in line to block other body mechanics, right? So how do you say it? That your right hand is perfect for in line for setting up the left hook, right? Or the left hook is perfect for setting up the right hand, right? And that's why people go right, left, right, right? But also understanding what jab what jab you're going to throw from what position, why you're throwing jab A, B, or C, whatever you're doing. All of that stuff has to be perfectly in line with your understanding of boxing and boxing positioning, and also what position you're attacking when your opponent's in what position, right? If your opponent's in the wrong position and you throw the wrong punch, you're going to get knocked out. And that's something like Teddy Atlas tries to explain. Excuse me, guys. I got to blow my nose. Oh my. But Teddy Atlas talks a lot about it, about shooting a jab from too close, right? So if your opponent's on the back foot and you throw a jab at your opponent, they're going to catch you with an overhand right. And actually that's very similar to what Commey was trying to do tonight against Lopez, was shooting a right hand, but he was shooting a right hand at Lopez when Lopez was throwing a jab off the back foot. So he didn't realize that he was putting himself out of position. But oh my goodness, you guys. I think I might be dying. Thank God, I've been waiting my whole life. Lopez got off the line. Yeah, he moved his head off the line when he feinted. But he shot that jab off the back foot, right? And that's kind of backwards to what Teddy Atlas was saying. But what Teddy Atlas is always basically saying is, don't use your jab to attack your opponent when they're on the back foot. That's not where you throw your jab. You want to throw your jab when your opponent's on the front foot. And then making sure that you transfer your weight and you get off the line yourself. Oh, man. Actually, I might have to go, guys, because my voice is like... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it. My voice is just killing me right now, and I'm just coughing up tons of crap and feel horrible. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the fights with me and putting up with my dirty-ass room. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the content and you guys had a good time.